Hello. Hey, good day, and welcome back to another time-lapse live stream with your favorite time-lapse host, me? Maybe? I've been working hard on a new stream. You're probably noticing it. A lot of stuff's changed. There's a lot of new things. There's a lot of improvements across the board. And maybe the most exciting one is that we're not only live streaming on YouTube right now, we're also live streaming on Facebook, I hope. I actually haven't checked yet. So if someone can do that, let me know. We're live streaming on Facebook and on Twitch as well, which is what we talked about last time. So, I wanted to hit more platforms pretty much. Twitch is much better for live streams. And Facebook, I've got a page there, so I might as well. Actually, I see a Facebook comment coming, so that's very good. Today's live stream is going to be a fun one. I've been working on this stream for the whole week to plan it, to make sure that it actually all works properly. I've been tweaking setups. I've ordered some new gear. That gear got lost. It got sent to the northern part of England. It hasn't arrived yet. I've just got a notification that it might arrive today while we're streaming. So I don't know how that's gonna go. But the current setup we have is pretty cool. I'm very excited to share it in a bit. The first thing you should notice is even though my laptop's like on full blast, you can't really hear it, the sound. Tweak that. The video's better. We've got a better bitrate. We've got a different filming setup, got a different lighting setup, and we have a very cool extra setup of camera angles and visuals to share. So it's gonna be fun. We can finally actually shoot a sunset together. Well, I'll be shooting. You can just come and hang out, I guess. G'day, Henry, Venkatesh, Rico, Zeke, Peter Yen, Stan, Mohammed, Time-lapse Traveler, Andy, Jesse, EI or EL, Rick. Another cloudless day in northern Utah. Well, it's too cloudy here, sadly. Oh, there's so many clouds. I've been checking them all day. Actually, I'll show you a time-lapse of everything up until right now, right before I started streaming. I've got a time-lapse of that. So we can see if maybe the sky's getting a bit clearer or not, because ideally we're shooting sunset today on some really long lenses, and I want to take you along with me shooting that on, a 3000, what is the length? 3000 millimeter on the P1000, that crappy camera that I keep hating on, and fanboys keep coming in because they love it so much, and they keep hating on the video I made, but that's fine. Actually, yeah, I'll show you the new setup. So before I can do that, I actually have to install this thingamajig, make sure that's proper and working. This is going to be a very fun reveal. Oops. Okay, so up until now, each stream or every stream was limited to the angle, right? It should be sitting behind the BT tower today, if we can see it. Henry, you're spot on. Also have a new monitoring setup, so the chat is distracting, but I'll get over that soon. Let me show you what we can work with later today. First of all, I've got the live switcher. We got a lot of stuff. I can actually now have the chat on screen as well. So if you all comment something, you will see chat on screen, which is actually quite useful for me, because that's better for me to monitor it. Now, that's not what I wanted to show you, or what I wanted to show off. What I wanted to show off is this angle. Okay, so that's still working. The audio should switch over as well. And we got a little cool reveal of some gear. This obviously changes my whole lighting setup, which isn't ideal, but that's fine. So, what do we have? We've got quite a bit. Can you see it all? We have a clamp mounted on the windowsill with an FZ82 camera with a 10-stop ND filter in the front. Wonder if I can bring that here. So that's the FZ82. It's all nice and secure. It's actually, I still need to secure it properly on that windowsill. Or like mounted there, so that's not going anywhere, that's good. Then we have the lovely P1000 Nikon Coolpix camera, which is a piece of trash, but it's got a crazy long lens and it shoots 4K video, so we can use that. Then we have the, oh yeah, I gotta actually run that. Okay, This is my favorite bit of the whole stream. This took me a while to set it up. And yeah, it does look, I mean, they're great clouds for time-lapse right now, but we want no clouds because the sun is going to set. That's right, I've upgraded Sunset Cam. Sunset Cam is now zoomable. I don't know how that looks. I hope it looks alright. But the sun is supposed to set. Let's see if I can get my finger on screen. So I've been waiting on this day. The sun is supposed to set right there. Look at that, my finger looks so weird. The sun is supposed to set right over the BT tower. I've done the measurements. I've tested the shots. I've tested my settings and everything. And I've been waiting for this day where it lines up perfectly. And sadly, as you can probably tell, it's super, super cloudy today. So that's not going to work. So luckily, I've got a backup plan for what we can do instead. I've got a automated time lapse on the balcony that's about to start shooting in about 30 or 40 minutes. That will start shooting by itself. Just to have a time lapse shot. I wanted to shoot a time lapse on the FZ82 as long as it can, so we have a close-up time lapse. Wanted to shoot video on the P1000 so we can kind of time warp. What do you call it? Time ramp the speed ramps. Wow, I'm losing my English. And Sunset Cam the phone is so you can, we can zoom in and you can tag along and have a live look of where the sun's at and what's it all looking like. And then yeah, we have the GoPro for the behind the scenes. So drop the Nikon. Yeah, that's pretty cool, right? I've put in a lot of time, trust me. And yeah, all this gear as well. I've got now 2 camera setups and this and that. But yeah, sadly, it's just not looking good at all. I can switch back to the GoPro and show you a bit of an overview. I think we might get a gap, but it's not looking likely. We have some nice rays over there. And some nice cloud movement, but not enough, clarity, clearness. Not a clear shot for sunset, sadly. So that's a bit of a bummer, but all is well. We got some backup plans. We actually, I got to change the wording because members and this call to action thing, the badges, that's only relevant on YouTube. But because we're streaming to Facebook and Twitch at the same time, the badges don't work. Plus, I can't see the badges in the chat now. But thank you to the members and the patrons for supporting these live streams. You make this possible. The weekly Friday Beer Day live stream. I love that. Yeah, members and patrons make these streams possible. So if you want to support these streams, or you want to see more, you can hit the join button on YouTube. Become a member. Starts at $1 a month, which is crazy low. I should probably up that a little bit. And I want to turn the chat on to see what that looks like. And yeah, look, that's pretty much that. Now, what to do in between? Because the sun's not setting for another, when does it set? Like 5:30? I don't even know. I've got another couple things that we can do, of course. I asked as a backup last week or a couple days ago, I asked on YouTube for people to submit some of their time lapses so we can review those on the stream. I also want to show you real quick the time lapse that I shot today up until when I started streaming. Like I literally took that camera inside and offloaded like 20 minutes ago, which is fun. Yeah, the chat is tricky to see like that. So let me try and adjust that. Bear with me here. I wonder if I can. Is that what I need? No, that's not what I need. I need to go in here. Give me 2 seconds. There we go. Chat. App. That's tricky. I don't think I can change it right now. I probably have to change it in like that. Yeah, look, I'll just pull the blind down for now because we're not shooting yet anyway. Oh, there's actually a blue, and this is the beauty now of the new setup. There's a blue. Oops, that cable's not good. There's a bit of blue sky. We might get lucky. We might get super lucky. I've been monitoring the cloud apps as well to, you know, make sure that I have all the latest info. God, I'm doing so many things at the same time right now, it's not even funny. Besides that, how are we all doing? How's everyone feeling today? It's Friday, we're ready for the weekend. Blue holes. Love me a blue hole. Oh, I gotta monitor. There we go, we back, baby. Okay, so choice is yours, really. We can review some footage. We can review the sunset that we shot. Or I shot. We're going to be reviewing it. This is, oops. Let's have a quick look at, oh, that chat is a bit interesting like that. Let me just turn that off for now. Maybe we'll just have the chat separately for now, and I'll tweak it for the next stream. So this shot is, when did I shoot this? Shot this on my GoPro 8 because I'm using the GoPro 9 for this setup. And I shot this today at 3:45. And I was hoping to see a trend in the sky, like if it was getting more cloudy or less cloudy. I started shooting when there were a couple of blue holes. And let's just have a look. It's only a minute and a bit long. Let's full screen that bad boy. Why is that not full screen? That's odd. There we go. It's tilting me already. It's off its angle, but some cool cloud movement like that. A bit of turbulence. What we can do is we can go check the other side of the building to see how what's coming at us, because usually the clouds come from where we're looking at now, but that's not the case. Look, this looks like it's getting more cloudy, which is not good, right? 360p. Super chat by Lawrence Vermeyen. That is, it's about time for a beer, I think. Everyone claps in the chat for the super chats. And I actually don't know, that's the annoying thing about using this new setup. I can't tell if people join the channel or if we have new members coming in, and the super chat notification looks a bit strange. But thank you, Lawrence Vermeyen. Thank you so much. You make this stream possible. Speaking of Skull and Skull, I actually don't have a beer on me yet. Oh, bit of blue over there, and look at those rays. And this is right around when I stopped shooting. Just a quick shout out to Planet Earth for these wonderful fluid dynamics. These clouds here clashing and opening up, and then these rays shooting through. Look at that. Look at how this ray here on the left came shooting down and joins the rest because of the movement of that cloud. Like, love it. Probably saw a lot of rays in the new lobby waiting room. What should I call it? The intro loop, I'll call it. Stay for the blue holes. Blue hole gangs, put on a hat maybe. So yeah, lovely little time lapse, and I only shot it so I could show it to you to see what we're working with today for sunset. It's such a shame that today of all days, when the sun is going to be right there, it's super cloudy. And if you were paying attention on the opening loop, there were shots where the sun is setting here. And so we're a few months behind that. I don't know how far away that moves, like degree-wise, angle-wise, but that's very impressive. Welcome, Cesar? Hail, Cesar. My little nephew is actually called Cesar. Great name. So let me just check if in the chat it comes through as a notification. No. So Jesse, thank you for letting us know in the chat. If we can have someone, this is kind of like a moderator, I guess. If we can have someone notify me in the chat, just you know, new members, because I don't get these notifications now because I'm using something that compiles all the streams in one. But yeah, Cesar, thank you so much for joining the channel. That's very exciting. Very cool. You now have a badge, and you get early access to most of my videos and this and that. Now, I want to have a beer. Usually I have one here, but I gotta go get one. So I'll put you on the BRB screen. I got so many screens now. This thing is great. I'm gonna do once my setup is fully finalized, I'm gonna do an overview of the stream setup for members and patrons, because I'm impressed with it myself, but that's just because I started so basic and now it's getting a bit out of hand. But it's cool, and I've learned a couple things along the way. So if other people want to like get into streaming, I'll make a video for members. It doesn't fit on my channel, so it won't be a public video, but yeah, members will get access to it. Anyways, I'll pop y'all on the BRB screen and BRB as I get a beer. Got him. Hey, g'day. We're back on the San Miguel beers, which is a premium especial. If you drink beer, cheers. If you don't drink beer or anything else, also cheers to you. Happy Friday. Skål, as we would say in Belgium. Drop in the chat. How do you say skål in your country? I've already seen skål in there. Santé. Beer B screen, love that. Skull. Is that how you say it? Skull? Interesting. Santé. Nice. Sure. Any Kiwis in the house? Viva, no way. I didn't know that. Anyways, oh, that tastes so good. I've had such a big week. Maybe we can do a preview of the new online store later as well. But we'll have a look at some plant time lapses first, I think. I've been shooting on these little Atlee Eon cameras, right? And when I started my TikTok channel, go to TikTok, at Matt Joes, as I am everywhere, I shot a time lapse of chickpeas, dried chickpeas soaking in water, and they like absorb a lot of the moisture of the water and then, you know, expand like quite intensely. You may have seen that on my Instagram. Boop. On my reel. Oh, we have a cool new photo. By the way, that's big news for me because it doesn't happen a lot. And I spent yesterday and today like changing all my photos everywhere, even on Twitch, which I never use. Thank you, Pete Jobson. Pete's in the chat. Thank you for that. Anyways, this little reel, I guess. That's the little camera here. Can everyone see it? Yeah. That's the little camera. That aspect ratio is off. That's weird. And yeah, so they soak up, like within a few minutes, they already soak up a lot. And then this clip in total was like 4 hours or something. Be right back. That's the new, I'm gonna use that instead of be right back. I'll do be right back. That's a very good one. Yeah, chickpeas. Anyways, I use this camera for it. This is the Atlee Eon. Context, they sent this to me about a year ago, or over a year ago now, asking me to make a video. I think I talked about this last time as well. And wanted me to make a video, but I had to give them some feedback first because I wasn't happy with certain things. And I kind of fell out of love with it. But then I started shooting more with it. It's not a great camera for like cityscapes or landscapes, but it's great for close-ups because it's got a manual focus lens and it focuses up until 7 centimeters away. So I shot some plants on it. I think we saw that little climb vine plant in a previous stream. And yeah, so I've got those chickpeas. Where are they? And I also shot a flower. What do you call it? What do you call it when a flower goes off? Wilting? Is that the word? ESL, baby, I don't know. A wilting flower? Bloom? No, it's not bloom. It's the opposite. Ooh, Duvel. Nice. Viva sounds nice to yell in a cafe. Wilting, I believe. I think it's wilting. Anyways, let's have a look at some of that footage because it's pretty cool. And the way I shot it, I made some space in my closet. Actually, I can show you on the new camera. The audio might be a bit whack, by the way. So this is where I keep, stuff. This is my board with plans and stuff. My back fixing machine. Don't want to ruin that fun. Up here, I now have just like a white space, pretty much. I'm getting confused as to which camera. This is what I look at, by the way, if you guys are interested in that. That's the BTS. Whoa, trippy. Sorry if that made you nauseous. Probably super loud right now because there's a gain on that. Withering, yeah. Okay, anyways, there's a spot here now, and I had a camera shooting front on this flower, vertical, because I'm making TikToks and Reels. I think we're at Reel 50, by the way, today. Time for an update. We can do a little rant on that. So I've got one camera shooting like this, straight on, and then another one shooting top down with a little arm. And then just one source of light, which is this one, the one I got from Adobe last week, which was very nice. And it's only limited to full HD, so 1080p, 1920 by 1080 pixels. But the app's improved a lot. That was another one of my gripes at the start, is that the app just wasn't great. But they've improved it a lot. So now I emailed them like, hey, I've changed my mind. Do you want to keep working together? Anywho's, let's have a look at some of those clips. So chickpeas was only like 4 hours. Then the flower, oh, it's actually there still. Sadness. It's for you, a flower. That's what it looks like right now. Oh, that's actually such a cool side. I wish that showed in my time lapse. I don't think it did. And that's probably like something that stains like crazy. So I'm gonna put that back. What do I miss Sydney? I miss Sydney a lot. Trust me. It's my favorite place in the world. Brunton Media. Hey mate, how are you? Atlee Eon is the name of the camera, and I want to have a look at some of the footage of that plant. You have no idea how tricky it is for me, or someone like me, who probably has undiagnosed ADHD, to do something like this, where you gotta like think of what you're saying, think of what you're doing, keep track of the chat, keep track of all this. Oh, I thought I rendered another clip. There should be 2 clips. I'll find it. I know I rendered it. So this is the top shot. One source of light here at the top left. I wonder if these are like what do you call them? Pollen? No. What do bees eat or carry? We need some biologists backups in the chat. We need some animal plant kingdom people. Anyways, this was shot on this little camera, manual focus, pretty much auto settings, because I'm still experimenting with this close-up stuff. Manual focus, and I think it shot a photo every minute. Now it saves a photo, a JPEG, which is only a couple of kilobytes because it's very small, and it creates a full HD live preview as you're shooting. But this one I rendered myself. And I mean, it's just slowly drying up, this flower. This went overnight, I think. We can calculate how long it is. It's like a minute long, this clip, 25 frames a second. Someone do that in the chat. Ooh, congratulations. I received 100 messages today with Restream chat. What? How many frames if the clip is a minute long and I shot at a minute per photo and I'm at 25 frames per second? Shouldn't be too hard. There's a bit of noise. It's not ideal, but I'm also blowing it up. Ooh, some flickering there. I wonder if we can remove that. And it's gotten out of focus because when I started the shot, the flower was like a bulb like this, and then when it dried out, it went flat, and I was focused at the top here. So, you know, another thing learned today. Oh yeah, another cool thing is this has a movable infrared filter. So most cameras have some sort of IR cut or IR pass filter in front of the sensor, and with this one you can mechanically remove that. So it actually picks up more infrared light, I believe, They're kind of marketing it as an infrared camera as well, but I'm not sure if that's 100% correct. Infrared photography is something I'm really keen to get into, but I know nothing about it. And there's not a single place that has like, want to get started with infrared photography? Here's a guide. If someone out there knows these things, they should get my book, Passive Income for Creatives, and like follow all those steps, and then boom, they're making money selling starter guides for infrared photography, pretty much. Okay, so that's that shot. I have another shot from the front of that flower. I'm getting better at switching cameras while we're streaming. How good is that? But I don't know where it rendered, so let's go and find that. And how I rendered that is I used TLDF. We can open TLDF to maybe figure out where I rendered it. So we're gonna go in one of these folders, just grab a couple of photos, hit render to see where it goes. Huh. That's odd. Ooh, I can just go to recent files, right? No. Odd. Okay, well, we'll just render it live then. Close that. Can I actually delete these? Can I go like that? No. Yes? No. This app is getting better, but it still has a little bit of work to do. But the developer's working hard on it, and that's really cool to see. I've got 10 licenses to give away for this TLDF app, by the way, which is, it's not even that expensive, but that'll be on the newsletter. Offload, date modified. Now let's figure out which clip we got to render. That's the top shot, and it's going to be in this one. Yes, that's the front shot. Okay, so as you can see, these JPEGs are super small. Let's open one of them up. These won't hold up in a print, by the way. But can I see what percentage I'm at? Oh, that doesn't work. I mean, you know, I can see individual pixels almost. But it's kind of cool. And this was more like a test setup. 44 seconds at 25 FPS is 1100 photos, so 18 hours at 1 minute per photo. Woo! 1500 frames in your 1602. I love it. Usually I have to do these live, and that's too stressful. Okay, so with the TLDF app, might as well do a quick demo of this. It's called Time-lapse deflicker. It's recently been redeveloped and optimized for M1 chips, which I don't have, sadly. But what it does is it has a couple of algorithms. It does noise reduction, it does deflickering, and it can frame blend stuff. And it can also put out individual JPEGs after each blending step, like we see in StarStax, which is a free app. There's a free app of this as well, which limits you in certain ways. But I've been using this app to render quick previews of shots where for example, I've got a JPEG sequence and I don't want to go to After Effects or Photoshop or another app to render it. This is like, there's another app like it, and it's just built to quickly render time lapses from JPEG or PNG files. Maybe I'm pushing it because that's 2,600 photos I'm trying to drag in there. We'll see how that goes. Harry Berlin. All right, city time. Where is everyone watching from? We've got Berlin, we got London. I know we have, who else is in here? Berlin Labs, Harry Berlin, that's great. Oh, it didn't work here. Oh, spinny ball. Hope this doesn't ruin the computer. Molde, Midwest, USA. Is that a city or a region? Not that it matters. I think I might be pushing this app a bit by dragging so many photos in it. Amsterdam. My brothers live in Amsterdam. I miss Amsterdam. I also really don't like Amsterdam, but that's only because of the tourists. It's so hard to just walk around there and not be pushed around by ignorant tourists all the time. But cool city. Okay, here we go. That's an error. All images must have the same width, height, and how does an image have depth? Like bit depth? Oh, what was that? Oh, there we go. So it's doing something, but there's something wrong. Maybe one of these images is faulty or something, or has a thing. I have seen that in previous firmware of this camera where it kind of glitched out and had, you know, weird bars in the photo. But this is so many photos. I don't want to. How much was it? 2,000, almost 600. I don't want to go and find the one crappy one. Anyways, let's give this a try. It'll probably render. When it rendered the other sequence, it did it in like a minute for like a couple thousand photos. So that's pretty good. Oh, Luzern. Chicago. That is one of the cities highest on my list of cities to visit. Never been, sadly, yet. Also never been to Canada. Canada. Which is crazy because I've been so many places. Deflicker off. Let's not worry about that. There wasn't that much flickering. The reason I'm so happy with this little setup is because I can close the door. I'm going to run a power brick. One of these. Power bricks to it so I can charge the cameras. That's another good thing about these cameras. They've got insane battery life. Like 48 hours. Just they only turn on for the photo and then go off again. Or maybe more. Actually, I haven't tested this. But I know for a fact that it's run for 48 hours without stopping. Which is good. And then if you can't do that, I got myself an Anker power brick, which has 4, what is it, IQ, intelligent charging, and 1 power delivery USB-C port. So this is the brick I use to power my cameras when they're outside on the balcony. The other camera is going to start shooting in 10 minutes. So I've mounted one on the balcony, which we visited last time. That's going to start shooting in 10, which is fun. And then if we're streaming for long enough, which I'm keen to because it's not like I've got anywhere to be, we can review that footage that the camera shot as well to see what we missed while we streamed. So this is like the stream's evolving. Like I hope the loyal viewers have noticed that it's getting better and more expanded and more interesting each time we go live on the Friday. I keep adding functions. And the thing I'm most happy about maybe is the fact that I have figured out how to stop the noise of the laptop hitting the microphone. How's Sunset Cam looking? Good question, good question. Let's have a quick check. Oops. Bloody hell, there's some good rays. Maybe we should be shooting these rays as we go along. That's blown out. Let me check if, yep. Ooh, delivery, that's probably my gear. Let's check the other shot. Sunset Cam. G'day, g'day. I try and actually take it off the mount. And I mean, that's just good rays. You can see the reflection of my light and my top light as well. So we can kind of judge where the sun is, like it's going to be around there. And it's going to, maybe around there. It should set right there. Maybe. Pop that back in its mount. Like so. Osterley is raining. That's over there, right? Or is it there and more south? There are some good rays. Bloody heck. Now my mind's like, should I shoot it? The other camera is going to start shooting, but that's only shooting at a 15-second interval. With rays like this, you want an interval that is faster, like 5 or 4 seconds, because you can see the fluid motion of those rays in the clouds. At 15 seconds, it's going to go like... Pfft. Okay, let's set up... let's switch to the GoPro angle. Hey, good day. I've got the GoPro 8 here, which we can charge as we go as well. Now, I also... safety, as always, is a big priority for me. I'm not going to shoot through this glass. I've made that mistake once shooting a sunset on a long lens. In my mind, I was like, the glass is clear. I washed it. It was all clean. But it's double pane and quite thick, which is good for noise blocking. But if there's a bright anything, like the sun, for example, or other lights, they show up as double because of how they refract through the light, through the glass. So what we're doing, I've actually prepped this. It's freaking cold outside still. It's not as cold as in other places, but I'm gonna open this window and it's just gonna be chilly in here. So I'm getting out of these bad boys. And if I have any fellow Aussies or Kiwis in the chat, you'll recognize these. I'm getting into the Uggies. Heaps comfy, brah. Now, how am I going to shoot the new GoPro? So I've got this clamp, which I can clamp pretty much anywhere with no fear of it going anywhere. Window, I showed you last time, I think. They have crazy hinges. They go like that. And let's set up this GoPro 8. I'm only shooting... Oh my god, it's actually looking so nice. Hold on. Back to the phone. shot. And let's make sure we can see that. Blah, blah, blah. Come on, bud. That's kind of nice. Okay. How's that? Oh, I'm blocking it myself. Oh well. Now let's mount this GoPro. First of all, got to put in a memory card, obviously, you dingus. That one. What are we doing today? Hello, welcome to the stream. First of all, I'm streaming on multiple platforms, so it's all a bit different for me right now. It's harder for me to follow the chat, but what we are doing is I've been waiting and measuring where and looking and investigating where the sun's going to set today, and it just happened to line up. Oops, I'm not even on screen. It just happened to line up with the BT Tower, which is it's a bit of a landmark here in London. I've got a whole range of cameras set up, ready to shoot it. These rays are fantastic. But sadly, it's super cloudy, so we probably won't be seeing it. Anyways, back to this shot. I'm setting up on this camera. I have to format the card first. That's that. And then I'm thinking something like that.
I was coming to tell you about the God rays.
The God rays, yeah. Amelia's also always on cloud watch, which is lovely. Just, you know when you flip your nail? That just happened. How good. I might clamp it to this side. Maybe like here, and then I can shoot high, and then we can review them in a bit. Oh, I hate how GoPros are so shitty with their screens. Okay, so GoPro settings. Time-lapse, I'm going 4K linear lens, interval 2 seconds. And I'm shooting in video mode because I don't want to have to edit. ISO min and max is set to 100. Let's see, let's keep it. Let's mount the camera on the inside. That's not going to work because I'm an idiot. What can we do? There's so many things. I've got too many options, by the way. Oh, before I forget, we can unbox some new kit as well. This is the new SlidePod Pro, which is something freaking weird. But I haven't actually played with it. I was thinking we can do that on the stream as well. How am I going to mount this so it's safe? Okay, instead of clamping it, I'm going to use my little suction mount. Where did I put that? Aha. Nope. I've got too much shit. I have too many things. Where is that little clamp? Ah, there it is. One of these bad boys. But I also have like a proper one. And I'm kind of confused. It's not here. Strange. Also, the smallest HDMI to USB-C converter I've ever seen. Also just realized that if I shoot from the bottom, I'll see everything from the window, so that's not an option. So maybe you can just go clamp it like that. Okay, and then we'll use a thingy to make sure that it can't go anywhere. Let's see, that works. Okay, this works fine. So I've got a strap. Perfect. Beautiful. I gotta go through that. How's chat going? Sounds like I caught an Aussie accent. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. When you live in a place for 6 years, you tend to take some of the dialect lingo. I don't even know what to call it. Right, so this is now properly strapped as opposed to this bottom bit. And this can go on this latch here. Nice and secure. And now, can you see what I'm doing? Yeah. This bit or that bit? Maybe the bottom. How wide does that go? Okay, that'll be fine. Boom. That's solid. Okay. And then that's still out of view of everything else, so good. We on, baby. Okay. Yeah, the hinge could have worked. So now it's fully safe. We have that shooting, that's tied to that, which is tied to this thing, and that's not going anywhere, trust me. We can open this up later. Wow, that's actually some of the best rays I've ever seen. This one can shoot the time-lapse layer, this one can shoot the video, and this is, yeah, sunset cam. Let me pop that one on properly. Beautiful. Oh wow, I was so confused just then because I thought I was on the GoPro shot and not the phone shot, and so I saw the footage move, but I was like, I didn't see the camera move, and then I saw my phone sliding down. Well, what was that? How is that caused? I know what it is. I'm using like a really cheap magic arm thingy. Sunset cam on the beers. Yeah, probably. This is so tricky to frame now. Oh, I know what I can do. I can use the other little ball head thingy. Fantastic. Oh, yay, Tommy Carroll in the house. Yeah, I mean, I've knocked it down a bit already from beer stream to live stream to sunset stream to no longer obnoxiously opening beers, which we can still do, but yeah. Bloody hell. Okay, this is now looking so nice that I actually want to shoot a proper time lapse. Because I haven't seen rays like this in a while. I mean, as you can see, that is a zoomed in digital crop shot on my phone. Now, what I want to shoot it on is on a good camera with a good lens. But what am I going to mount it to? I know what I'll do. Okay, we're going to get rid of the P1000 because it's a piece of shite anyway. Pop that to the side. And just for now, just to get some high res time lapses, high quality, and shoot on the 6D in manual mode. Pop a different card in there because this card, we can review that later as well. This card has all the photos of all the construction works on. So I need a fast card, 256 megabytes. Stabilizer off when you're on a tripod, as per usual. Let's go. ISO 100, base ISO. Quit shouting, kid. I'm straining. Quick live view to frame it up. Stop. Oh. Now here's the thing, because I don't know if that's going to show. Because of the window, how close can you get with the GoPro? Because of the window, you see a lot of things you don't want to see. But that's fine. That's fine. Okay, I'm going to shoot like that. I've got to change my... What are we on? Okay, I've got to change my leveler. Something like so. Freak, that is fantastic. Screw it. I'll focus on that because that's going to move. Make sure the shot is level. It's focused. Let's turn the focus off. Level the shot. Where's my leveler? Mustn't have it active. So I'll use the guides. Like so. Okay, we are shooting raw, and let's just do a coarse JPEG so we can render it while we're here. White balance on sunny, neutral, profile, all good. Autofocus like so. And now I can use the built-in... Do you want to see how many remotes I have? Which remote should we use? Which LR Time-lapse Pro one? Henry probably has the same amount of remotes. A couple of Canons, View Plus, got a fullography remote here as well, which is the weirdest brand name. But yeah, I'm just going to go for my trusty Canon one because it's very easy to set up. And time is of the essence. What interval are we going with? 3 seconds? 2 seconds? Let's go 2 seconds. Because why not? Stop it down just a bit. It might flicker, but that's fine. Fantastic. Okay, autofocus off, stabilizer off. It's in focus, we're shooting RAWs. It's a bit underexposed, but that's fine. We've got plenty of pics. And boom, we're off. We back, baby. By the way, whoever was around at the start of the stream, what did you think of the rising camera? I personally love that. I thought that was a great idea. Cool. This is it. This is the dream. We now actually have a sunset stream. And we're shooting time lapses as we go. We got a BTS. This is legit what I wanted. I wanted to hang out with fellow time-lapse geeks, shoot stuff, talk gear, talk whatever. This is looking so good. I can't walk around too much because it moves the shot. We're at 150-ish mil, and it's chilly in here now. So let's get a jumper going. How do I solve flickering after time-lapse? By the way, I look like... probably shouldn't take the hat off. I look like one of those people from Bridgerton, or like the old, like full-on white makeup and then the little curly hair. How's that? Fantastic. Are you in trouble with your hair as well? Would you like to not be in trouble? Get a cool hat. David, hello. Oh, that's much, much better. All right. So, quick recap of where we're at if you only recently joined. This is the very first proper sunset stream. This is kind of a bit of a dream come true for me. I get to hang out with people from all over the world while having a drink on a Friday afternoon while looking at the setting sun. I'm shooting a time-lapse right now on a 6D Mark II with a 7200 lens. We've got the FZ82 over there, which has a very long lens to zoom in on the actual sunset. We've got my phone, which is sunset cam, and we've got a GoPro up there as well, and we're on main cam. Am I in the Netherlands? No, I'm actually in London. I'm in East London, in Bethnal Green. Can you see out of the window if I turn... No, you can't. Hey Caroline, hello. Where does one purchase that cool hat? Let me try something, because I'm still building out the stream. Oh, it actually works. So if I hit, what do you call that? Exclamation mark? Exclamation point? Merch? The bot spreads the merch link. Now I actually don't know if this merch link works. Hell yeah, it does. I think if you use stream 10, like the word stream and then the number 10, you might get a discount on the merch as well. Fantastic. Look at that. San Miguel's from your city? That's awesome. Also, something else to know. I have no idea how many people are watching. Which is actually nicer than before when I would hit like a certain number and then it goes down and you're like, what am I doing wrong? I can't believe these rays. Earlier in the stream I was like, I've seen rays before. But these are the best rays that I've seen so far since we moved here. Some of the most intense rays actually, in general. Fantastic. 71 people? 71 people have nothing better to do than to hang out with me? Fantastic. That's so cool. I've lost my train of thought. I got so caught up in the shooting, as you do. I know a lot of people in the chat will have the same feelings. If anyone's watching that is not on YouTube, let me know in the chat. I'd like to see what it looks like if you comment from Twitch or Facebook. Anywho's, did I render that clip is the question. Back to the edit. So, we were looking at these 2000 something pickies. It was more, right? It's only loaded almost 2200 as opposed to almost 2600. Select folder where we're going to render that. Hey, Spacebot, hello from Twitch, hello from London. Thanks for letting me know. This is such a cool interface. I am streaming on Twitch, but maybe... Let me go and check that. Maybe I need to like manually put myself online. But I mean, yeah, there's a comment in the chat from Twitch, so that's good to know. And I can see myself online on Twitch, streaming, just chatting online. Yeah, looks alright. Boop, boop. Okay, so you want to render in here? No, so Matt Joe's, here's a story. On Twitch, I had an account on the predecessor to Twitch called Justin TV, and that was the Matt Joe's username. Then they archived all of that data and database and started Twitch, or Twitch bought that platform or whatever. And I was like, oh, hey, my old username, you know, can you just like transfer that to the new one? No, we can't. So I'm not Matt Joe's on Twitch. I'm Matt Joe's with 2 Z's or Z's, depending on where you're from. Grand, my eyes are stinging from the sun. So yeah, on Twitch I am Matt Joe's with 2 Z's. Back to this. This is the render tab for TLDF. Let's just give that a different name. No, I don't want to output images. This would output a photo for every frame it renders, which is useful for some things like star trails and other things. We're going to output a video. We're going to render a ProRes 422 file. This is where I changed the setting last time, and then the render disappeared. So I'm not going to change this setting. I'm going to change that setting. So we'll just hit start, and if it bogs up the computer, then stay tuned. I'll be back shortly. Rendering 8-bit JPEG styles. The image quality is better on Twitch. Interesting. I actually had to drop the bitrate for the whole stream just to be able to stream on Twitch. I was at 10K and now we're at 6 kbps. Procrastination. That's about right. I'm using a service called Restream.io, and instead of streaming from OBS to YouTube, you stream to Restream, and then guess what? It restreams to other platforms. So I've got it linked to my Facebook page. Probably no one watching on there because I haven't used that page in years. Twitch and YouTube. All right, render complete. 1 minute, 3 seconds. Now let's go and find this render, shall we? There's people walking around. The funny thing about this building is the sound travels up the walls and I think reflects on the windows when you open them. It comes in. It's like they're right next to you when someone's talking on the street, which is funny. I've overheard some conversations. See, this is strange because this is the folder where I rendered it, right? So why isn't it there? Let's check Atli Eon renders. This is where I put it. Okay, so clearly there's a glitch here. Can they hear my conversations? Good question. Haven't actually thought of that. Maybe. Let's check in with the rays real quick. I love this setup. It's so cool. I'll disable the that one for now. They can probably hear me streaming, and they're like, oh my god, there's a streamer in that house. Actually, it looks so much better if you speed it up. But where's this other file? Okay, instead of rendering it with this app, which clearly has something going on with the output, let's let's go After Effects, Recorder on Twitch. Okay, the clap emoji. If we have different platforms, what does it look like if someone posts the clap emoji from Twitch or from YouTube? Is that different? Who knows? Back to the edit workspace. All panels. Raw offload. Which folder was it? This one? I think it's the other one. Yeah, that's the one. Don't even have to. Let's have a quick look here. That's okay, and then we're gonna fucking render that as a ProRes to movies. In here, that's the render. Okay, boom, boom, and I hope this doesn't bug up the stream. Should be quick. Wait, are you still on Sunset Cam? Hope not. There's no time codes on this either. Ooh, I can block users in the chat. If anyone's getting too cheeky, I'll block your ass. Great settings. Okay, cool. How's it all looking? Looking freaking great. Look at that. Also, can I point? Does that work? This building has been stuck on its development for a while now. It still has like a couple of windows in the top left that it has to, complete. And it's just been open for, I don't know, ages now. And the other building is just out of frame as well. They haven't put up any of the facade at all, which is very strange. Okay, so Twitch chat cannot see chat from other sources. I love that we're all learning together. This is a great learning experience. Thanks for letting me know. The arm I'm using is a very cheap, crappy podcast arm. I'm waiting on one from Rode to come in. Rode is my boo. They make all of the microphones that I use. This arm is... I don't want to promote it because it's so trash, but it's what you get on Amazon if you buy the cheapest possible arm. I got it as part of I think it came with like a pop shield or an audio shield that I used to record my audiobook. I've got an audiobook, how cool. And it came with it, and I have my Rode arms in Sydney, but obviously they're in Sydney, they're not here. God, that looks good. So yeah, this one, it's a generic cheap arm. The microphone's the Rode NT-USB Mini, and luckily I didn't actually crack the USB port at the back. Brizzy, it's London. Is the sun setting in Brisbane right now? Probably not. I assume you're talking about Brizzy. I'm streaming through OBS. Actually, I haven't used Ecamm. Sunset cam moves every time? Really? Oh, I guess that makes sense. Because the sunset cam is mounted. I'll show you how it's all set up. The sunset cam is mounted on this clamp via this little arm, which is also shitty and cheap, to this leg, which has this one on it, which is shooting in normal drive mode, so it's not on silent mode. Oh my god, I just touched the camera. Naughty. Bad. Alright, also, let's have a quick look, and I can't pull this cable too far. There's like quite a lot of blue, which looks fantastic, and the other camera should be shooting by now, but sadly, let's close that. I think we'll be too late. I think we'll miss the sunset on the like to shoot through the gaps, although there's a bit of light over there. We'll find out. That's the fun of doing all this live. Beers, beers, get on the beers. Amelia Morris in the chat. Everyone claps for Amelia Morris because she has to put up with me and all this stuff. Amelia. Amelia is not a channel member yet. Actually, don't do that. That's silly. Because then, like, I get the money, but then you pay YouTube 30% or something. The windows are weird, aren't they? When I did the first tour in this place with the real estate, he's like, look at these windows, they're amazing. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck are those? But now I get it. They're genius. Easy to wash, great to mount cameras on, and this and that. Yeah, it's good. All right. We know that. We know what that means, right? That sound. Back to the edit. That is that flower footage that I shot vertically because I'm a TikTok boy. No, not really, but still on the reels. Should do an update rant on the reels later. Amelia. So I see the clap emojis as wash hands in the chat. Does anyone else see that? Like double, I don't know what you call it. Two points on top of each other and then wash hands, it says. 2 points. Funny, funny, funny. All right, let's review this. That's almost 2 minutes long, this clip. So this was shot, I think, at a 30-second interval or a 1 minute interval. It doesn't really matter too much. Straight on this flower that I've got somewhere. If you're tuning in only recently, this was shot over a day or so. I opened the thing a bit. It's more of a test shot, so it didn't really matter to me too much what, you know, it looked like. I plan on eventually getting this. Using this box, which has a white interior, and just mounting 2 cameras in there, 1 light or maybe 2 lights, and having a hole for chargers to go through. It's a little time-lapse box, and that can be a whole video, like how to make a time-lapse box. That's a bit sad, isn't it, that flower? Just kind of gone flat. So the 100 Reels challenge, to be entirely honest, completely over it. Every day now I'm like, oh, I still gotta do a reel. And the reason I think that is because I had expectations that doing a daily reel and using the app more and this and that would lead to growth, which it hasn't. Nothing's changed. Much more reach, but the same thing keeps happening, that I grow followers and it seems to throttle the exact same amount of followers that I lose. I simply refuse to believe that there are so many people on Instagram that are doing the follow-unfollow bit where they try to get your attention by following you and then unfollowing you a little bit after. First of all, because Instagram blocked a lot of those apps from working. Secondly, I just don't believe there's so many people doing it. So my conclusion is the same as when I started, is that Instagram is getting rid of inactive accounts and ghosts and bots and this and that, but they throttle it slowly, as opposed to what they used to do, where they would remove hundreds or millions of accounts, hundreds of thousands or millions of accounts in one go. So you would have big celebrity influencers all of a sudden lose like 50,000 followers or more. I think they've stopped doing that because it hasn't happened in a while. And I think they've started doing a gradual cull so that people don't get offended when they lose followers all of a sudden, like in a big chunk. I don't know. What do you guys think? But I actually shrunk on my account. I've only started growing again because I got featured on a couple of big accounts with a gear reel, which is funny that happened. But yeah, it's messed up. Whereas on TikTok, I post the same reels. Obviously, you know, I'm doing double tapping that. On TikTok, I'm growing. I grew from 600 followers to almost 6,000 followers, and I'm getting more and more views on there. And that's motivating. What's the opposite of demoralizing? That's moralizing. That doesn't even make sense. That sounds weird as hell. But yeah, Instagram, I don't know what they're doing, man. Anyways, look at that flower. That's cool. That looks great with a speed ramp. So I need more fresh flowers because, as you can see, this was already kind of wilting when we started shooting. There's a little bit of flickering, but nothing too crazy that we can't fix. That's exactly right, Base Gaming. Losing a lot of followers at one time. Simple to understand, makes sense. Get it over and done with. But gradually, and like obviously it's not good to focus on numbers, but that's just how it works. Like that's how they built the platform. They make you addicted to something, and the numbers and the likes and notifications, and then all of a sudden they screw you over. I don't want to spend too much time on it on this stream. I don't want to sound like I'm salty or complaining. I'm very, very grateful for the audience I have and the platforms I have. Obviously, I'm super grateful for all of you watching this live stream. But I am annoyed at Instagram as a platform and as a, what they've done to creatives and creators and other people. And also, I'm aware that the platform or the audience on the platform has just changed. Like, I think people are saturated and are just looking for different types of content on there, and that's fine. But still, it's annoying for a creator on there that spends so much time making things for the platform, and then the platform's like, bye. Oh, all right, sunset update. Bit of a gap. But I don't know if it's enough. I mean, we need, because the sun sets in a little bit, right? We need, that guy's speeding, illegal. I assume it's a guy, I don't know. We need that gap to be there. I can't see what I'm pointing at. So we can see the sunset behind the BT tower. And sadly, that's very unlikely to happen. But hey, it's a good practice run, right? So, flowers. Experiment of time-lapse. Macro time-lapse. Very fun. I reckon these rays are almost done. I'm just going to let it run for safety. Let it run a bit more. Also very happy I'm wearing my Uggs and this jumper because it's freaking cold. Keeps the beers cool as well. Okay, what else is on my list? Make little lists so I know what to talk about because my brain gets occupied. So reviewing members' edits. If we don't make it in this stream, we can do it on the next one. But yeah, we can probably review a couple of clips. I asked people on YouTube. I think I asked the members, but maybe I did a public call out. If you have any time-lapse clips you want to have me review on stream, drop them in there. I actually haven't watched any of them, so it'll be an actual live review. Oh yeah, the chickpea stuff, the sunset, sunrise. I shot sunrise this morning and it was boring. There was no clouds. We had great clouds come in right after sunrise. Great. Plant lapse. Oh yeah, new channel. I started a new YouTube channel. Real quick. Bit of self promo. Why is caps lock on? 57 watching. I wonder how I get there. Because that's the name. Whoa, that's old. 6 years ago. Cat in Australia, 300k views. That's fantastic. Why does this video show up with my name? Am I tagged in this? Oh no, people also watch. That makes sense. Matthew Vandeputte. Business Chanel. There we go. 90 subs. I'm not subscribing myself because I won't be watching my own videos from my other account, and that's bad for engagement. But yeah, hey, 90 subscribers. Pretty much, in short, I know so much about time-lapse, and I've been sharing that for years and years and years, but I also know so much about how to run a business as a creative, and I don't share that publicly up until now. I get a lot of my friends and peers asking me questions like, how should I price this license? How should I approach this? What do you think I should do here and this and that? This channel will be my new outlet for me sharing all of that knowledge that I have from the last... How long have I been a freelancer? A while now. So that's the channel. Obviously, the goal here is to promote the other side of my business, which is... Oh, I actually haven't talked about that on stream yet. Did I actually show the channel, or did I just not show it? That's the new channel. That was the first sample. That's the new one. It's got a glossy finish. It looks fantastic. Passive income for creatives. Woo! One of the best things I've ever made. This is the size of the new book. You can promote your YouTube channel. Everyone drop YouTube channels in the chat if you want. It's a good crew. It's good people. I want this community to thrive and support each other as much as possible. So if you have a channel that you want to promote, pop it in the chat. Unless it's like a really shitty channel. No, I'm kidding. You can literally do what you want. You have to earn people subscribe, right? Just because you post it doesn't mean people will subscribe it. But yeah, new book. This is it. This is the second sample. So pretty much what this book is about and more will be on the new channel. And I think I have a short link that I'll pop in there. Let me click that, see if that works. Got him. So yeah, click that link, sub. If I get 100 subscribers, I can claim the name, but I actually don't have the name yet. I don't know what I'm gonna call it. I've got my main channel, the one you're watching right now, is Matthew Vandeputte. The second channel, I don't know what to call it. I like the business channel for creatives, or cool. The business channel for creatives. Matt's big business, FBI. Got him. Yeah, I don't know, but I like this kind of style. And it's a simple concept, but it's tricky for me to put everything into one. Like, who am I? And I've come to the point now where I'm like, I'm a time-lapse photographer who helps other creatives make more money. That's kind of like the gist of it, right? Not just with passive income, but also with doing better pricing and stuff. So that's the new channel. There's going to be lots of stuff there. And that's very exciting if you're a fellow creative who wants to get better at the business side of things. Because no one teaches you that. No one teaches you the basics of anything in school when it comes to economics or taxes or any of that stuff. So I hope to be able to help people there, just as I've helped people with time-lapse a lot over the last couple of years. Business time with Matt. Business boy. Subbed. Thank you, Peter Jobson. Pervert with long lens. All right, story time. There's a building right in my line of sight. Can I show you? Oh yeah, I can show you on the phone cam. This building here has a roof. Rooftop grassy. There's maybe people on there right now. No, it has a rooftop grassy patch and stuff. And I've seen people on there like staring at me when I'm in the window with long lenses shooting stuff because the sun was setting right behind them. And also I was trying to look into their bathrooms, but that shouldn't be an issue because I've got the angle, right? No, I've actually, since getting into this long lens stuff, I've never once zoomed into someone's private property because I would hate for someone to do that to me. So I'm not doing that to them either. Fact. Caroline's got 50 subs. That's good. 80 subs. Let's go. I'm not seeing any links in the chat. Maybe it's getting blocked or something. But yeah, feel free to drop your channels in. The thing is, though, if people subscribe to your channel and they won't watch the content, it's actually bad. It's worse than not having those extra subs. So you'd rather have a small channel with loyal, dedicated people like yourselves than a lot of people that don't care about what you do, right? That's kind of how my channel got screwed over. Or like, wasn't in an ideal position for a while, and probably still is, because I've got so many subs, old accounts, and the accounts that just don't watch my stuff, but they subbed to do a friend a favor or something, and then yeah, you get shit view counts. And that's why I'm excited about the new channel as well, because, you know, new channel, new me. Just having a quick look at the position of the sun. Can we see that? Can't actually change the exposure for that. But the sun is, you know, about there. Maybe I messed up my calculations. Maybe it's there yesterday. Anyways, it wouldn't matter because it's been so cloudy. But yeah, we won't be seeing it. Mission failed. There's no way that we're getting what I wanted today, but that's fine because I'm having a drink with chat. The chat? Chat people? People in the chat? How good. And we're shooting some stuff. Alright. Let's stop this. Boop. Let's stop the 6D. And the way I stop a time-lapse, just check, because there's no review on, because that drops battery. I hit stop and play real quick just to see what the shot's like. Maybe it's interesting. Nah, that's alright, that's fine. So we shot 857 photos. This camera can come off. Just in case magically a gap appears, I'm popping the P1K back on here. But yeah, that's not gonna fucking do anything today. No card present. Whoa, can you believe that? What an amateur. Ah! Dangerous. Prepped so much for this stream, literally all day long. I haven't done anything but prep for this stream, and I didn't pop a card in that freaking camera. I don't even need that filter on there right now. So I've got a 10-stop ND filter on the front. And yeah, look. You know, what can I show? This camera is just, it's crap. I hate it. But it's good to go if we need it. So that's good. Now, let's offload the 6D footage and have a look at that. SD card drops on the street. That's exactly the problem. Also, it's freaking chilly, and I gotta pee, and I'm almost out of beer, so it's all good timing. What am I doing? All right, offloading ce petit SD carte. I don't know how you say that. Cette petite? Ce petit? I don't know. Do you have any French speakers in the chat? Boom. Let's go to movies, sunset stream, raw, offload. We make a new folder, 6D, all the way up, and then it's in the Pana folder for some reason. The Canon's been recording in the Pana folder. All right, that doesn't make any sense. Copy into 6D. Boom. That's how you offload efficiently using keyboard shortcuts. Have I dropped a GoPro yet? No. Oh yeah, I'm using heaps of Lumixes. There's a Lumix shooting a sunset right now on the other balcony that I guess we can go to with sunset cam. We can go and have a look there. There's an FZ82 camera clamped to the window as well, but that's not shooting yet. The whole point of today's stream, literally the entire point, was to get one photo and one time-lapse sequence of the sun setting behind the BT tower, but we missed it because of the clouds, and that's fine. That's how life goes. Samim, hello. Sorry, I missed your intro message. 6D, and what's the other cam? Yeah, so a P1000, an FZ82, a GoPro, and a Galaxy S20. And another GoPro to film me, and a 1DX to film me. On top of that, I've got a 6D Mark II. I've got an iPad with a control center on it. Yeah, it's a lot. It's too much. Too much? Chopper's in the house. I was wondering where he was. Claps in the chat for Chopper. Chopper designed my logo, and he's also working on some fun emojis for the chat. Well, I have two sunset cams, Pete. I actually have. We can go show the other camera, but then we don't have audio. Now we're getting to the point where the rays are shooting up out of the clouds as well. They're not actually shooting up; they're still shooting down, but it looks like they're shooting up because of our perspective, right? So let me try and show you that. So there's a ray shooting on that bit out and up. Looks cool. Looks very cool. Yes, I use AV. I use AV on Lumix all the time. I'm using it right now. I use it for every sunrise, every sunset shot. I haven't shot a manual time-lapse on Lumix cameras in a while. Pretty funny. This truck's backing up. There's lots of stuff going on. I'm streaming. Stream. That transfer is so slow. That's weird. I mean, there is a lot of stuff going through that dock. 420 in Sydney. Well, you know what that means. You know what to do. The view looks crazy good. I'm very content with this view indeed. And yeah, I don't think I can ever live in a place without a view anymore, because how can I sunset stream if we don't have a view, you know? By the way, I can't say how nice it is to not be able to see how many viewers I have. It takes away a lot of the stress and the pressure. Oh, also forgot to share this new thing. If you don't want to buy a hat with the logo on it, or if you want to make your own merch, I'm making stickers, baby. Focus on me, come on. Time Warper stickers. So this is what Chopper designed, that logo. Looks like an MJ, looks like a mountain. It's fantastic. And then I came up with the font and the color scheme. But yeah, I've got stickers coming soon as well. And I'm waiting on t-shirts. I was really hoping to be able to premiere that on today's stream. I love doing premieres on streams. But the t-shirt is coming from Latvia. Same as the book. And it all takes ages to come from Latvia. First of all, I don't know what kind of industry they've got going on in Latvia, but there's a lot of stuff being made there. But the shipping from Eastern Europe to the UK with Brexit and COVID, not ideal. Stuff takes forever. But yeah, that's that. Actually, some lovely rays now shooting out. Very nice, very good. Let's try and, let me just see if I can show you that. Oh yeah, there we go. Sunset cam. I'll let you on sunset cam and the BTS while I'll go and grab 420 viewers. That would be sick. I don't believe you. I'm gonna go grab another beer, use the restroom for a sec. I'll let you all on sunset cam, and I'll be back in a sec. Ken Tony, hey mate, how are you? What lens is on the Lumix? I've got the Sigma MC21 adapter with the 17-40 Canon lens on it, and the FZ Lumix has a built-in lens. Thanks Time-lapse Traveler for stopping by. Oh, Indonesia 022. That's late on a Friday. I mean, you know, what else is there to do than watch the stream? Alright, BRB. I won't put on the BRB screen because you're looking at these wonderful rays. Actually, let me adjust that angle. Look at that. How good. Oh my god, it's cold in here. Jeez, look at those rays! The shirts are coming. Hopefully, very soon we have shirts. Should be shooting those rays is what I should be doing. I guess the GoPro's getting them and the other camera's getting them as well. Just realized I just popped the camera on that. Boom. I was like, oh, I gotta do an Instagram thingy, but my phone is sunset cam, so I can't do that. That looks so nice. And I'm calling it, we won't be getting the shot that we were after today. Sad. But alright. I will live. Davide, buonasera. Welcome. If you're only joining just now, I've got so many cameras set up. The goal was to get a sunset shot of the sun setting behind this tower here. That's the BT tower, the Bluetooth tower. I assume it's British television, but I'm not actually sure. That was happening today, but yeah, we won't see it. I'm still ready for it in case it happens, but it's unlikely to happen. All right. Alcohol trigger warning. Happy Friday. British Telecom. Okay. What time is it here? We have 5:27 p.m. Obviously, because it's sunset. But yeah, how good does it look? And how fantastic is Sunset Cam? It's an idea I came up with on, 2-3 streams ago? There's a couple of people in the chat that were there. And I freaking love it. I've got a new phone on the way, so we can have a dedicated Sunset Cam soon as part of every stream, which I I really like. Really like that. God, that's fantastic. Oh, set up another shot. Set up. Like, am I shooting this? Yeah, I'm shooting it. I'm not shooting it as a close-up, but I have the close-up. We can actually have a look at that right now. I have a close-up from the 6D that we shot earlier. I think that was also, by the way, the first time we've shot a time-lapse together live in my office, through the window. Very fun. So, if you were there for that, congratulations. What is in this? That's the GoPro. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about that as well. I can't remember if I showed that on the previous stream or not. Oops, fuck, wrong button. Wrong thing I clicked. I think it was already in there. Yeah, we can talk about that in a sec. And this one, besides the GoPro, that's from earlier. Yeah, that can go. So, let's quickly edit the JPEGs of the sunset. Brazil, Curitiba. How many cameras do I have time lapses running? Currently 2, a GoPro Hero 8 and a Lumix S1. I've got an S5 coming. I'm doing a bit with Lumix UK, and they're sending me an S5 and a wide angle lens in return, which is really fun for me. Now, I'm going to just take the JPEGs from... That's not correct. Huh? Oh, there must be an older sequence in there or something. I'm going to just edit the JPEGs. Did it cut over? No, it didn't. I'm confusion. Oh yeah, okay, there's other photos in here. That's why it took so long. There's pana shots in there. Oh, we have this morning's sunrise. As you can see, cloudless and boring. And a bird. That's exactly right, Ken. Okay, so I just want to have a quick look at these JPEGs, right? And let's try TLDF again, because it should, as opposed to After Effects, oh crap, I keep pushing the wrong buttons. It should render this properly, because they're all the same JPEGs. With the other camera we were using earlier, the Atli Eon, I think one of the files in there was glitchy or something and put out the wrong resolution or whatever, and that meant that the app didn't finish the render properly. But now, let's just make a quick JPEG folder out of the ray shots, or the rays shot that we just had. And we'll render that and see how fast TLDF is, and see if the computer handles streaming, filming, and all these cameras at the same time as it's rendering. And yeah, there go the rays. Quick update. That's what it looks like. Also got to plug in my phone. Oops. How's that blockiness? I've actually got 1 or 2 videos about GoPro Labs on my channel. I think GoPro Labs is one of the best things they've done. There's it can just be a bit glitchy, and I wish it was a bit better, but yeah, still pretty good. Click the join button to get your badge. Chat on. Where to sell video time lapse? I'm the wrong person to ask. I think Henry in the chat's better. They've been selling time lapses successfully, I assume, for ages. I haven't sold a time lapse on a stock footage website or a licensing website in, actually I have no idea how long, ages, because I don't actively pursue it because I'm not sure if it's worth my time because the rates are just so crap and low and shit. But I do have a chapter in my ebook, which is now also a physical book, about where you can sell stuff. But it's not something I specialize in, so it's not a big chapter, and it's not something I promote as well. But I think something to keep in mind generally, actually, let's start this. Let's see if this renders. So I can talk about that. If the stream gets laggy, apologies, it won't be too long. I am someone that loves to shoot holy grails and sunsets and sunrises and the most cinematic, beautiful shots. What I see though is that the style of stock footage and time lapses that get sold and used for news or reporting or films and this and that, most often it's like news and reporting, and they don't need crazy, hectically complicated sunset time lapses because that's not what they're making content about, right? They're making content about transport issues or infrastructure issues or people working from home, so they need empty city shots, so they need a lack of people at a train station. Stuff that maybe is not as exciting to shoot as a time-lapse photographer that loves to shoot really cool stuff, but stuff that is useful for them. So there's a big divide. Like, I don't think what I shoot is useful for news broadcasters and people like that, because I'm just shooting stuff that I think is beautiful. But just because something's beautiful doesn't mean it's useful for them, so, you know, that also means that they probably won't buy it. That's kind of how I look at it. Editorial stuff, that's the word I was looking for. So black box features in the ebook as a short paragraph. It's, you know, so you upload something to black box, and just like I'm doing with Restream today, I upload to Restream and they stream it to multiple platforms. Black box you upload it to and they post it or sell it to different platforms as well. But then they take a percentage of the sale, and percentages or margins are already so small. So I'm just honestly not entirely sure if it's worth my time right now to get into it, because I hear horror stories about this, and I'd rather focus my time on making other things like entertaining streams on Friday that will bring in some money. I don't know. Honestly, I don't advise people on stock photography or video or time-lapse because it's not something I'm too familiar with, and that is something that more people should do. They should shut the fuck up when they talk about stuff they don't actually know anything about. Sunset cam. My microphone is Rode. Oops. Yeah, I was trying to get the letters to show, but it doesn't really work. Yeah, Rode NT USB Mini. It's like 70 quid or 80 quid. That, Mihai, is exactly what I wanted to do this year at the start, so I could write a chapter about it in my book for the next edition. Upload like 100 clips or 50 clips or whatever of a bunch of time lapses and see what happens, but I haven't gotten around to it because I love procrastinating and I love doing things that are not the things that I have to be doing. Like the whole reason I've almost finalized my website and you know, started the new channel and this and that is because I've been putting off something that I know I have to do but I haven't gotten around to it. So yeah, it's on the cards. Maybe it'll still happen later this year. Like, I've got so much footage from this place now. That'll be a fun and interesting video. Definitely something long term. Upload a bunch of clips and 1 year later or 6 months or 3 months later check in and see what happened to them and see how much money I made and talk about why that's low or high or what can change this and that. But yeah, it's something a lot of people are interested in, intrigued by, because it's the epitome of passive income. You make something, you put it out there, and you generate an income. That's what this book is about, but in different ways, not just stock photography. I freaking love it. And everyone that's read it is like, good book, good content. Very happy with it. We're officially launching the new store, the new website, new everything soon, hopefully in the next 2 weeks. ordered one final sample to make sure it all works properly, and then yeah, there's a lot of new stuff hitting the shelves, which is fun. And yeah, bloody sunset cam. No dice today. There's a plane flying very low over the city. The audiobook is out, but as I said, I haven't actually launched anything yet because I want the new website to be fully live when I launch everything. But the audiobook, you can get it right now. You can actually... Let me go and check my discount. I think on Shopify, there is still, for the stream, a discount code set up. But yeah, the audiobook's live. You can buy it. Costs 19 USD. Pricing is so hard. But it is there. And... Oh no, the stream discount is only for Time Warper merchandise. Which I should do anyway, because the margins, like, because I'm using the service that makes things easier, the margins I get on this merch are not really there. I mean, they're there. I make like a couple bucks on each product I sell, but it's more of a hassle. It's more because I just want to have, I want to be able to say, like, I've got hats out in the world and mugs. This is the old mug. Less than a handful of people have this mug, which is cool. Some of them are in this chat. There's a potential for a big volcano outbreak. Iceland volcano. News. Brink of eruption. Let's go Guardian, not Daily Express or Sun. I think that's... OG Mug Gang, yes. So imminent. I mean, volcanoes are complex. I follow a couple of science communicators, a couple of volcano scientists as well on Twitter. Most of the time when you see something like this, it's kind of clickbaity, but we'll see. More likely than not. That's interesting. If you're into volcanoes, I highly recommend this channel on YouTube. Videos, there we go. This channel is fantastic. They talk about all the volcano stuff and activity. How am I not subscribed? On the Hawaiian Islands. And they've recently started this series about the 2018 Kilauea eruption, fissure, where they show all these clips that have only just recently been released to the public of that fissure 8, I think it's called, of this fissure. This lava eruption is 100 feet high. Battery low, powering off. Perfect time. Fantastic channel. I'll drop it in the chat. I'll just copy that video. Hawaii volcano. Okay, so a lot of pics on Shutterstock, only sold 3 in the last 4 years. Maybe your pictures are bad. No, I'm kidding. I think it's just super saturated and hard to be successful in it, unless you have like a crew and a team dedicated to doing stuff like that. 1,500 earthquakes in the last week. That's hectic. I love volcanoes. Maybe something else we can do on the stream is rewatch old videos and I give you like a director's commentary on it. Off topic, yeah, the Lumix S1 is shooting right now. It's on the other, I only have one balcony. It's on the balcony and it's shooting a day to night. Yeah, it's shooting a day to night shot. 15-second interval, auto ISO, AV mode, exposure leveling on. It had a delay trigger, so it started an hour before sunset. And we can actually review it in a bit because it's a boring sunset. So I can go and finish it early and we can review it on stream today. Drinking man is brutal. I'm only like a beer and 2 sips in. Okay. We all know what that sound does. I'm learning time-lapse from your channel and I love it. It's my hobby now. That is fantastic. That's how I started. A hobby that got way out of hand. Even though I don't have a camera. I love hearing that because I shoot a lot on my phone as well. And a lot of phones these days are so good at it. Oh, you borrow your friends. Okay. Disregard what I said. I don't know with the file now what I must do with that. Well, depends on what you want to do. If you want to make like a compilation edit, you need all the nice source files, all the master files to edit something together. But editing time lapses, I've got a whole tutorial playlist about different ways of editing time lapses, and I've got much more coming. So yeah, I mean, I just like watching time lapses and individual clips, but you can make a big compilation as well if you have enough footage eventually. Where am I saving this? Let's go movies. I believe that was the one. Allez, okay. Save, replace, and then let's have a look at this clip, shall we? So this is the rays. These are the rays. This is the clip with the rays that we shot earlier. So I shot this as RAW and JPEG files. And the reason I did that is because I wanted to be able to render these JPEGs rapidly, which is what we just did. So we got a 34-second clip. It's tack sharp, like, I mean, obviously not when I zoom in like that, but much sharper than any of these bridge cameras with long lenses. I'm still keeping an eye out. Also, as we do that, I'm going to bring the GoPro in because the battery died, and we can have a look at the GoPro footage. So we'll be able to compare. Come on. Can never get SD cards out of GoPros. As we're going to review this clip, I'll offload the GoPro clip that I just finished shooting. The battery died on the GoPro 8, so... Great book, thank you so much. Joseph, did you get my video message that I sent you? I hope you did. Just need that. And we're gonna go into the GoPro offload folder. File organization is key. Okay, anyways, let's review this. Ooh. Yummy. So rays moved out of frame. There was more going on to the left, but I decided to frame it here in case there would be a new gap on the right through which it would shine, which hasn't really happened. Oh, a little bit here. That's kind of what I was hoping and waiting for, but it more happened to the left side of the frame, which is fine. And then that's this bit here at the top, if you can see it, is, yeah, that gap that is now that bit. So that's kind of moved along a little bit. Yeah, good interval for the cranes. There's so many cranes around. This one here is building that building. That's something else we can have a look at. So every day, first thing I do when I get in my office room here is grab this camera. It's got a dedicated SD card in it with a sticker that says construction. And this, because I have two 60s, this 60 also has construction on it. And so I shoot 1, 2, 3, I shoot 4 buildings every day at the start of the day. I shoot them 1 photo a day because they're, you know, slowly getting built. So we'll eventually, we had a look at some of the footage on a previous stream. God, that looks so good. If I crop that in, eventually we'll have some really crazy long-term time lapses, which I've never done, by the way. So that'll be a fun experiment. But yeah, wow. I'm taking up a bit of the image. Nothing too much here, but yeah. Just love the movement of those rays. That is good. Good. That's that. Let's now compare that to the GoPro shot. Let's kill After Effects because it takes up a bit of resource. How to determine the interval on your time lapse. I've got a bit of a rough guide. If you're shooting people or traffic, 1 second if your camera can handle it. If you're shooting clouds, 3 seconds. Anything else, like a sunset, a sunrise, whatever, 6 seconds or more, depending. So 1, 3, 6 keeps it nice and simple. I don't know what's going on here with my... Okay, there we go. And this is the GoPro shot that we set up at the start of the stream. This is shot on the GoPro Hero 8. With, I actually can't get it out of that because it's tied to this thing. So the GoPro Hero 8 on a on this bit, the clampy thing. Shot it in video mode. Video mode, auto ISO, actually ISO lock to 100, I believe. A 2-second interval. Did I set it up for 2 seconds? You were here when I set it up, so you can help me out. And yeah, great rays. Oh, look at that. Why does cranes get you blocked on Instagram? S&Q mode on Sony's. I actually don't have any Sony cameras. I'm really keen to get a contact at Sony UK. I borrowed my mate's Andy's A7S3, whatever it was. There goes that color information. Look at that. Too bright. I borrowed his camera for a quick overview of how time-lapse worked on it. We'll see some new rays pop up here. Look at that. Shooting upwards. Not really upwards, but you know. Wonderful. Just wonderful. Well done, Hero 8 on that. If we skim through that, like exposure changes, if you, I wonder if it actually changed the exposure if you got right. Like if you look at the lower left or lower right or any of the dark bits of the image, it smoothly changes exposure. This was in time-lapse mode, in video mode. So time-lapse video, not time-lapse photos with a 2-second interval. But not in night-lapse mode. Night-lapse mode is really good at shooting day to night holy grail shots. I'm closing the window because it's super chilly. Oh my god. Well, I just dropped my FZ82 on the floor. It's actually not a huge issue because it got blocked by my tripod. Fuck, hold on. Let's just check though. Yeah, still works. All good, all good. So yeah, I dropped the closing of the window, I think pushed the piece of paper that the clamp was on and pushed it off the edge. Let's close this. So this shot looks nice. Let's just play that. No, when shooting AV on the Lumix, the max exposure is 1 second. I really hope to give them the feedback that we have to change that because that limits you for proper nighttime shots. It's good enough for cityscapes, but not for Milky Way stuff. The Sonys are better at that, apparently. Or you set use an external remote like the Time-lapse Plus. Yeah, how nice is that sky? But then we have the blown out highlights here, which isn't ideal, but you know. Man, time flies when you stream. It's almost 6. I started at 4. That's crazy. Very impressed with this GoPro footage. This is H.264. Yeah, it's a 4K clip that we're playing at half res now because this is a 2K screen. But yeah, no flickering, no odd white balance changes. Almost does a better job than the Hero 9. I wonder if there's a different algorithm at work there. But yeah, oof, those rays. Très bien. I can't edit RAWs for this clip because it's shot as a video. Because it's on a GoPro. I'm like, I've got pro cameras that I can just edit. Sampad, I don't know what you need advice about. Are you spamming? I see people say stop spam. The Sony A7 III is a good camera, but depends, you know, it's up to you. All right, let's, what else is on the list today? We can unbox things, we can review, we can unbox the Slypod and have a quick look at that, and then we can review some of your footage. That could be cool. Unless I have other stuff. Oh yeah, we can bring in the Lumix shot as well. Actually, let's have a look. Yeah, so it's a pretty boring sunset or like transition. So let's just go and grab the S1 and we'll offload that. I'll let it offload as I'm using the restroom again. I know I have to pee so much. I think I have the world's smallest bladder. And then we'll be able to compare the 6D2 shot with the GoPro shot with the S1 shot. So I'll quickly go and grab that camera and then we'll get that going. Put you on the BRB screen. G'day, mate. I've never had a Lumix GH5. Thanks for the nice comments about that. The beer right back sequence. The GH5, I believe, has the exact same, what do you call it, menu settings and system as the S1. So it has the exposure leveling, it has the delayed start mode and all that. And if it's the same as the S1, it's fantastic. It really makes those cameras so much fun to use. Almost every night before I go to bed, I set up the camera. Unless there's rain predicted, then I usually don't set it up. Especially because I'm shooting a lot of wide angles lately. I don't have a wide L lens. I've got one coming soon. So for now, I'm using a Canon 17-40 lens with a Sigma adapter on the S1. And this setup isn't entirely weather sealed, allegedly. I think it's fine. Like they all have, the lens has a rubber seal. Wait, does it? Kind of. It's kind of weather sealed. But then the S1 on the camera body, yeah, it's got a little rubber seal. So it's like, it should be fine. Yeah, it should be fine, but still, how did I mount this? You don't want to push it too much. Did I render that or not? What is happening now is because it just came in from the cold. Okay, that's rendered. That's good. It is, the lens is getting foggy, or the screen is. But what I just did is I opened up this camera, so I let air into here, which isn't ideal. So now we got to let it acclimatize, pretty much. So we'll just keep that open. This started off a clean desk. It's becoming quite messy now. So what I've done is, this was shooting a sunset, and I just finished it because there's no point in keeping the shot going. And I've rendered an in-camera 4K 25 frames a second file, so we can play that. It's already on the card. It took like 2 minutes. Oops. Fantastic. Hey, new member, Philip J. Thank you so much for joining. I'm sorry, I will fix this in the future to get proper notifications of when new people join the channel, new members and supporters. But because we're testing out Restream for the first time today, I can't actually see it, so I need people in the chat to let me know when someone joins the channel. So, Philip, thank you so much for joining the channel. It's people like you and all the other members and all the other viewers that make these streams possible, but it's mostly the members, let's be honest. Members and patrons. So, let's offload this clip from the Lumix card back to the edit screen. First frame, rays were already there. So this started shooting by itself at 4:48 is when I set the start time for. And it stopped at 5:53, so close. I'm gonna offload it all because otherwise I will only offload the video file, forget the photos, and then I'll lose the photos eventually because I'll format the card by accident. But yeah, we'll let that run for a bit. And let me just have a little catch up with the chat. What's all going here? There's a lot of chat. I love seeing it. It's hard for me to follow, but appreciate the activity. And I love people, I love seeing engagement, people asking questions and people answering. That's very cool. What about adding ability to change interval from day to night? So the time-lapse, I'm mixing up names. The LR Time-lapse Pro Timer allows you to ramp intervals. That's this one. But this doesn't allow you to change your exposure or your settings. This is purely a trigger device. This is a trigger device that also allows you to change your settings. This is the Time-lapse Plus View, which is built similarly to the Elysia Visuals Ramper Pro from years ago. Now, the Ramper Pro hasn't been updated in a while, yet this thing has. This is an older version that I bought from pretty well-known YouTuber / Instagram storyteller Jesse Driftwood from Canada. I bought this. I got to look up when I bought this. I bought this years ago, and I've literally never used it. I've recently updated the firmware, but I've literally never used it. I don't know why. I bought it secondhand for cheap. It's been sitting there. I haven't had a use for it. I prefer shooting manual on like my Canons, so I don't need this. On the Lumixes, I let the camera decide the exposure and the settings because it does a really good job at it. But yeah, it has been on my list for ages, believe me, to make a video comparing these two because I get the question a lot, like, what is the best time-lapse remote? This one or this one? The thing is, they're different devices. This one measures the light and changes your settings. This one is, on paper, technically only a triggering device with advanced features, which can work together with another device and an app that allows you to change your exposure. But yeah, I think that's probably one of the most important videos I should make to explain to people the difference between the two, because I just know people have a lot of questions, and I would have questions as well. If you're seeing remotes costing a couple $100, you expect them all to do the same, but it's a totally different device. So, you know, that's that. Okay, so shooting on aperture mode. How do you keep the exposure on the 30 seconds? It tops out at 1 second exposure. The Lumixes do, and the Canons as well. So he's getting GH4 for time-lapse. That's great. Serpent Time-lapse Plus. Yes, Ken has some videos. Actually, I haven't checked them, but I saw them on my feed, I believe. Manual ramping Holy Grail time-lapses. Never any day to night shots. Yeah, manual ramping is easy. It's so easy. Just kind of keep your exposure from 0 to -1 EV and gradually change it along the way. By 1/3 of a stop, like one click of the wheel, you change it max. And then you use LR time-lapse to deflicker it. And it's easy as. The Ramper Pros is steaming pile of garbage. Henry, I agree. The newer Time-lapse Plus View. I didn't realize there was a newer model. I thought he was still using this. So yeah, this must be an old version because it's secondhand and he never used it either. So yeah, keen to try out the new Time-lapse Plus View. DJI Pocket to make time lapses. Yes, I've got one here that I used on my Utah trip. What did I do? I asked DJI if I could have a drone, and they're like, you can have a drone if you make a video about this or an Instagram post or something. And I was like, I can do that. So I made something with this camera. I actually really dig it. This is the older version. The newer version, I'm really keen to try out. I know a lot of people are playing with it currently, shooting with it. And I think there's a lot to say for gear that has a built-in motion control device and a good lens and decent-ish sensor. So it's a nice little tool, but I don't have the new one, and there's no point in me making a video about the old one now, I think. But yeah, pretty keen to try out the new one. Okay, this desk is getting a super big mess now, but that's fine. Yeah, Sony can go 30 seconds. Jesse's never had any luck with a time-lapse plus view. You can use the view to ramp exposure and a SERP to moving control intervals. Yep. Don't get the FPV drone. The newer, yeah, I've got similar to the newer ones, remotes as well. The FPV drone, I'm so keen. I've been waiting on literally that exact product. I was like, I want to get into FPV droning. Not in the UK though. If I was in Australia, I would have bought it already. But just because of flying regulations and not breaking the rules. FPV drones have needed this, or the FPV drone, what do you call it, club of people, because I don't want to have to buy all these kits and solder things together and this and that. I want to buy a plug and play kit that, you know, is good. And I think this is what the DJI one is, but maybe not. I don't know. Any whoosies? Crash photos of the new DJI FPV. Okay. Can you link that in the chat? Because I don't know what you're talking about, but I'd like to see it. Use the view and drink a beer and take a nap. Yeah, fair enough. That sounds pretty ideal. All right. This is the shot on the S1. So S1 with the Sigma adapter, which is crazy expensive for what it is, but the build quality is nice and it's reliable. So the adapter allows you to mount Canon lenses on a L mount, so Panasonic or Leica or Sigma, I believe, cameras. And there's no glass or anything. It's literally just a metal mount. One style mount here, one style mount there, and a couple of pins to, you know, communicate with the kit. But there's not even like a USB port to update any firmware in here. Not that there's much firmware in it. It's a flange is what it is. There's much cheaper ones on the market now as well. But I bought this one ages ago because I wanted to be able to use my Canon lenses on it. Oh, so no RAW files out of the Pocket 2. That is annoying. And Brunton Media, problems with cheap remotes. That's why they're good to get into it, but once you become a bit more serious about it, I always recommend, you know, getting something that's reliable. That's why I bought a couple of these Canon ones for commercial work, because yes, at the time that I bought them in Australia, they were $300 a piece. I got them through a mate a bit cheaper. They are reliable and they will work rain or shine, but they are quite limited as to what they do. Now, let's quickly review this S1 sunset footage. 15-second interval. We see the speed difference, right? Those rays, nice. And we see a gradual change in exposure. Buildings get darker, and that's influenced by the brighter bit of the sky. But yeah, that's a 15-second interval versus the Canon one that shot 3 seconds earlier. It's good. It's not a shot I'd use for anything, but it's nice to review. Love those rays. It's nice to be able to kind of judge how fast stuff moves and how it'll affect your shot, and to be able to plan things. Just having a look outside. Yeah, there's no point in that shot to keep going because, like, it's kind of boring. It just goes day to night. And we've seen that. Interesting, eh? 2.4 megabytes for the JPEG image. 36 megabytes for the raw image. Oh, there's dogs outside. I was like, what's that noise? There's a couple of whining dogs. Yeah, hectic. Hectic. That can go. What was in here? The GoPro shot that we offloaded, right? Yeah, so that can go as well. Oh yeah, and this is the speed of the GoPro shot at 2 seconds. Much nicer at 2 seconds. Look at these rays. So the lobby shot, this one, has some amazing ray footage in there. And the reason I changed it from the outro shot, which you'll see at the end, that one is because I was like, I want to give people something nice to look at while they're waiting for me to start the stream. And by the way, if you're not aware, the reason I have these landing screens or waiting screens is just because not everyone makes it in time, and I want to start the stream with some energy. And if I start streaming and straight away I'm on camera, there's like 2 people around, so that kind of defeats the purpose. So hence the waiting screen. And now the waiting screen's a bit more interesting, right? All right, I want to, what's the time? 6. We got ages. Unboxing time of the slide pod. Let me clear my desk. We'll unbox the slide pod and then we'll review some members footage because I actually haven't even looked at any of that, so that'll be fun. Let me clean up my shit. All right, we can pop that here. Take you all with me. I like working in clean, organized places. It's like a car. A clean car drives faster, is what my dad would say. Or better, I don't actually know. One of those things. So this is the clamp I used for the phone. This phone clamp bit is fantastic. It has a mini ball head built in, which allows you to swivel it. This is that cheap little arm that I got from Amazon, similar to the microphone arm, and a cheap clamp as well. Quite shit, but useful. Good enough for a lot of things. The P1000 we didn't use, so that can come off. And we've already taken the filter off. So cameras can go here for now. The tripod I use is a Manfrotto carbon fiber, what is it, 755? Pretty good, but not good enough for the crazy long time-lapse shots, like crazy long lens ones. Where am I putting this? Let's put this on the floor for now. Let's take the FZ off. FZ is done. Let's take that filter off. This is a Firecrest ND filter that I've had for so long. One of the first things I ever bought at a Black Friday sale, I think. And the other filters I use are Polar Pros. They're both 10-stop filters, which you need when you're zooming in on the sun when it's setting, otherwise you will fry your sensor. So this is one of the other mounts that I use on the balcony outside. Oop. This is a K-clamp, I believe they call it, or I call it a Manfrotto super clamp. And in that I have a ball head. That's the ball head of one of my tripods, and just a cheap aluminum spigot or whatever it's called that floats, like sits in there. And then you tighten that, and then this can go anywhere. This can go into a lot of places where they don't allow you to shoot with tripods, for example. Very useful, very good little setup. Those batteries are charged, those cables are good. Now let's clean up the remotes. Remotes go here. I've got a GoPro drawer, I've got a remotes drawer, I've got a cables drawer, I've got a filters drawer. I've got a lot of drawers, and this one's not sliding in properly. There we go. This goes into the grip drawer. The grip drawer has, can I bring you all closer? The grip drawer has, oops, yeah, I mean there's no light so you can't see anything. Grip drawer has grip things. This charger block goes in the charger drawer. This can go there as well. Now, batteries go in the charger drawer. That's all that. This light, this lens we can mount back on. And voila, okay, clean-ish, cleaner. Better than what it was before. Clamp, that's that. Okay, cool. Cool. Now back to main cam. Martin Kimwa. Hey Matt, totally forgot it's Friday already. Hello and welcome to your favorite Friday stream, the Sunset Stream. Ken, when you call a company like DJI, I think the people that you get on the phone line probably don't know the finer intricacies of what you're after. Like people like us that need to know if you can save you know, RAW files or JPEG files. They're like, no, you can't do that, but then maybe you can in a certain mode. So yeah, I've talked to people and they have just no idea what they're talking about, and then they're allegedly the official reps for stuff. All right. Anyways, so I've got a second angle on top of the 1DX, the one you're looking at now, which is wide, which is for unboxings, but the HDMI or the USB cable that I need for that didn't arrive in time. Got shipped to Manchester for some reason. And then they're like, you put in the wrong address. I'm like, I've ordered a lot through you, and I've never had any issues. I think it's your problem. Anyways, what I want to unbox or have a quick look at is the Moza Slipod Pro, which I've come to realize. I asked them, like, is this public? Because you don't have it on your website. You only have the old one. This is the Moza Slipod. Thank you, Venkatesh, for joining the stream. Love seeing you around 11:40 in India. Bye-bye. Claps in the chat for Venkatesh. Okay, so Goodson Moza Slipod. Goodson makes gimbals and stuff like that. I really hated this device. I really did not like it. And I told them, and I made a video about it. And I wasn't nice in the video, but I wasn't like, you should buy this because it's great. I'm like, if they would change this, and this, it would be so much better. They emailed me a couple of weeks ago, like, Matt, what's your address? We have the Moza Slipod Pro, which isn't to be found anywhere, right? Oh, we got Caleb here. Great channel, DSLR video shooter. Anyways, what I got in the mail the other day is this, and I asked them, I emailed them, like, hey, can I talk about this? Is this public net? Yeah, blah blah blah. Like, yeah, here are the details. Am I too loud now? Because there's a gain on that channel. Let me pop that down a wee bit, or I can just move the microphone. They sent me a link with specs and details. If it's not live, I apologize, Moza. But here's the brand new Moza Slipod Pro, which is like a monopod and a motion control device in one. So let's unbox this. You're getting another new camera angle. This is supposedly the unboxing angle. Comes in a carry bag. Weighs, oops, almost tripped. Weighs so much more, Kobe, than the original one, which I don't have anymore, by the way. I gave them away to some competition winners, I think. Carry bag, strapped in like so. Is it all clear? That's pretty good, right? So my feedback on the original one was like, I don't like the ball head. I don't like how sloppy the grip is. I don't like the extender thing. It doesn't extend far enough. The legs are made of plastic and they're not secure. They wobble. There's a wobble in the actual device. All these things that I told them, they have fixed and have gone above and beyond. So I'm very impressed with this thing. This feels like you could legit do some damage with this thing. I don't know how much it weighs, but it now has metal legs, a mini ball head here at the bottom, which allows you to use it like a normal video monopod, 2 mounting points here with a bunch of screwed holes. I believe this is an Arca Swiss mount plate. It has a new quick release mounted ball head, I believe. I haven't fully figured it out yet. I've only taken it out once to charge. A twist, like a dampened smooth panning axis and a tilting axis. Another swivel on there. So this is Arca Swiss mount plates. And then the cool thing is when you power it on, if it powers on, maybe the battery's died since I started. Oh no, there we go. How do I now? Okay, so check this out. Imagine this is on the floor, whatever, or I'll just hold it like that. Oh, it's on that side. Fully carbon fiber. mega extension now. This thing is much longer than the original one. And much more properly balanced. You can stand it up and it jiggles, but the previous one was incredibly bad. And so this one now, I'm like, I could actually use this as a monopod. Not only that, but as many other things. As a motion control slider. So if you mount it, say you can mount it like that, if you clamp it down, you now have something that extends and retracts. I don't have the app yet, the updated app, but that's for the video that I'm making. But yeah, now you, how do I pull it back in? Where's the minus? How cool. Really beefy monopod with a built-in award. That's cool. I love it. I'm very very impressed with this thing. It's got a strange port on the side. It looks like a micro or a mini USB, but then something else. So I hope that's not a proprietary cable. And a USB-C to charge. Yeah, it's cool. This grip kind of swivels. It's alright. It's not a big deal. Very cool. So this is the SlidePod Pro. It comes with one little charging cable and I think maybe not even a booklet, but yeah. How do I? Just like that. Voila. If I'm ever out on the town and I'm shooting and I get mugged, I've got a killing machine with me. There's a bit of a... How is that a bit... That's a bit loose. Oh no, there's this little clamp thing. It's fine, that's for the review video. So yeah, I just wanted to show that. Not sure if it's out yet or announced or public, but they didn't say no. So another stream premiere. Let's turn that off. And we'll put it down. And now I believe it's time, see you Henry, to go and review some of your videos, maybe. So, videos for the review, I gotta go check real quick. I think I posted a members only post, which I believe you are now, Philip, which is fun. So on the channel, I posted a, like, hey, submit your videos here if you want me to review them on stream. Let me check real quick. Members time-lapse content wanted. Yeah, 3 days ago I posted a thing on the community tab on YouTube. Got 11 comments. That's great. So we'll just we can go over them. We got Zeke's view. We got, wait, why aren't these loading? We got Levi Jansen. Got 11. Okay, there's the rest. Cool. So a lot of submissions. So we got Time Warp and I assume Northern Ireland. Rob S, Wouter BMX, Paul McCarthy, Aaron Baggett, Zeke's View, Flostet, David Yateman, Jesse Kaufman, and Levi Jansen. So quite a few submissions to go through. So probably won't do all of them today. I'll make a list for this stream and next one, which we've done and which ones we haven't. Oh yeah, sorry, I actually moved my microphone over there. So Philip, there's quite a few. How's my mic? Hold on, because I'm. Oh yeah, I've changed the whole microphone setup. There's a huge gain for the other angles, but not for this one, and the mic was still away, so that's why we weren't picking me up. You can upload a video if you want. Is the chat still on the screen? Oh, it is. Interesting, fascinating. Kind of like it like that now. But yeah, I gotta change the someone's knocking. I gotta change the thingy. Anyways, all good. Getting distracted. Let's just go over the submissions from oldest to newest. So the people that submitted first. So we have Wouter BMX. Let's go here. So this is what I posted. Members time-lapse content wanted. I want to review some of your time-lapse work on one of the next live streams. So if you have a video you want to share, drop it in the comments. Cool beans. So yeah, first come, first serve, I guess. Is that in time? Yeah. Weiter BMX. We'll go one each, otherwise it's going to be a bit crazy. Now, I'm just thinking audio. I don't know if it'll pick up. Someone's knocking or like building something in the building. That's annoying. Okay, I'm going to play this through the speakers here, which will get picked up by this microphone because there's no sound capture from this window. So that's not ideal and something we'll fix for next streams. But yeah, let's review this. This is only 23 seconds, so we can do the second one. And I will be gentle, but I will give you my honest feedback. First thing I noticed here, I like the starbursts, sunbursts, but it seems to be not exactly straight. And I swear I've got a sixth sense for that. I can just tell if things are not straight or level, you know, or straight. I believe this is slightly off, but it's hard to see. I believe this is slightly off balance. And there's small jitters as well in the movement. Now, you could fix that depending on the parallax shifts and movement. You could stabilize that. But look, this is fine. You know, it's a nice shot. There's motion control. It's got good elements. The exposure's fine. There's not much to say about this one. Let's have a look at the other submission. Oh. That's a bit loud, isn't it? All right, landscape. Again, first thing I notice is this horizon, right? This feels like it's not straight. Straighten your horizons, please. But lovely shot, lovely clouds, super interesting clouds actually. Great shadows. Interesting building here on the bottom right. Like, I would either have included it more in the shot, or I would have cropped in like that to not see it, because this is pretty enough. These hills, those cliffs, it's good. Great clouds. The hero here are the clouds for me. Slight motion added, that's fine, that's good. I probably won't link all the videos. They're in that thread. You can always go and look for them. If you want to check them out, you got to be a member for that, I guess. All right, we got Levi Jensen. I would love for you to review my long-term time-lapse of a community mural. This was shot using an Aphidas ATL 200 long-term time-lapse camera. The mural was painted over a few months period by an artist and community members. That is a commitment. Lawrence, just drop the link in here. This is on the members only side of the channel. But yeah, just drop it in here. I'll go through links from the chat after I've done all the member stuff. And this is definitely a big downside of streaming with Restream, because I can't tell who in the comments is a member or not. Okay. A couple of months long. That's crazy. That is I would probably just say, nah, I'm not keen to shoot that at all. Okay, hold on, back to the start, because I feel like they projected. Yeah, that's cool. I love seeing that. So they use a little projector here on a trolley to project the outline of the murals. And then they just trace that, and then they paint it. Same here. Does it go frame by frame? Yeah. They just kind of trace that out. I've shot quite a few murals in my time. Haven't done any recently. I'm keen to get back on it with David Speed, a local artist who does neon graffiti paintings. Really cool. I've already noticed a bit of movement. I'm not sure if this camera stayed around or if was it repositioned for every day. You could stabilize it a bit, or you could maybe crossfade it to make the jumps less jarring. I love seeing these shadows move across the floor and the shadows on the wall as well. Yeah, I would try and stabilize it, but it looks like it was repositioned every day, which there's not much you can do besides like having a clamp that you pop it in and keep the clamp there. You can't really keep a camera there because it'll probably get stolen or something like that. I love the mural though, it's really cool. A lot of colors, like the symmetry and all that. With stuff like this, it's always nice to get a second camera when you're there anyway. Get some extra shots. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, really like that mural. That's cool. That'll spruce that neighborhood up a bit, or that little parking lot. Get a second camera and get some little other angles and break up the shot that you're in now. Or like, if you're cutting from day to day and there's a big jump in position of your shot, you can cover that by a second camera angle with something else, like a detail, or even if it's a slow-mo of someone spray painting or painting, stuff like that. But yeah, good effort. That looks like a lot of work. Right, Jesse Kaufman, hello. Hey, Lawrence just became a member. Lawrence, grave gäst. Thank you so much. Lawrence, you were a member, but it's gone, but it's back now. Good for you. Good for me as well. Cheers. Claps in the chat. High fives. Woohoo! And yeah, obviously, drop your link in the chat or on this thread, and I'll refresh it. So, Jesse Kaufman, love the idea. It would be great to see the communities work too. I love that. I love time-lapse community vibes. Your latest major release. That sounds fantastic. Des Moines. Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed. I'll fix it right now. I'm no longer embarrassed. I'm now subscribed instead of embarrassed. All right. Audio. Play. Fade in. Overview shot. Love it already. A lot of stuff happening. With a shot like this, and I hope you forgive me for breaking it up and giving commentary as opposed to watching it in one run and then rewatching it. I see a shot like this. First things I look at is the horizon level, which it appears to be well done. Secondly, dead giveaway for the quality of someone's work is like flickering in the highlights on the horizon, because with Holy Grails, depending on how you shoot them and edit them, you might see a bit of highlight flickering. So I'm constantly looking for errors because I'm a perfectionist, not to break someone down, but because that gives me an insight as to how they shot it. And then I think about like how would I shoot that and what would I have done in this place? And you can never really have context, but first 6 seconds looks great. A lot of stuff happening here. Yeah, wow. Nice, good sky. I wish I saw more of that sky, honestly, because those clouds are just full lit, and no highlight flickering there. Yeah, I mean it's heavily compressed. I'm sad how compressed it is because of YouTube, but yeah, well done. That is beautiful. Great as well. I love a crossfade. Love that. Wish we had a longer lens shot. Maybe you have. I don't know. Clean work. See that glow here on the clouds? What am I looking at? Am I at a 720, 1080? Let's keep playing on this. I'm sad I don't have a 4K screen. I'm really hoping to upgrade soon. Bit of glow on that. Is that the crescent moon? Nice, nice, nice. Whoever's after this, get ready, because this is a great one to follow. Nah, super clean. The only thing I would change here is shutter speed. Like there's slight long exposures here, but that looks like maybe 1/20th or 10th of a second, or depending. It is a bit jarring seeing individual frames with no motion blur like that in a shot like this, but you can't always shoot it the perfect way, so that's entirely fine. I would have shot this the exact same way, highly likely. But you see what I mean? Like these individual frames of cars, it's just a little bit like like this is what I was talking about. Yeah, I'm judging by the motion blur on these cars that this is maybe like 1/10 of a second or faster. Great clouds behind the building. Again, in these reviews, I am nitpicking, all right? I'm looking for errors, pretty much, as opposed to appreciating the beauty. That's just the way I look at things. I'm more than happy to do a feature stream where I nitpick my own videos. And that's the downside of perfectionism. You're constantly looking for stuff like that. But this is very impressive, like And I mean, I know you're a great shooter. You've been shooting for ages, so I'm not impressed. No, I'm kidding. I am impressed, but I'm not surprised, I guess, is what I'm saying. This is some high quality work. Good track as well. Love these types of clouds. They kind of look like a train, like a chimney with smoke coming out as they move across the landscape. I'm a fan of crossfades. I'm not gonna. I mean, you know this. I use it in most of my videos. Love this shot. Interesting building or structure or texture on that. Again, slightly longer exposures would have made this a little bit more cinematic, but the beauty here is in the sky, and I would have maybe framed up, I mean, you have this building on the side, but maybe framed up a little bit more in, so there's less of the foreground and more of the sky in your shot, but it's always hard to predict what the sky is going to do. But that's what I would be looking at mostly, is the color and the movement of the clouds in the sky, because I'm a cloud freak. Bit of Moco. What are we shooting on here, motion control wise? Are you on? I want to say dynamic perception, but I'm not sure. I used to know like what everyone was shooting on. Love that. Full moon through the bridge with some great motion blur. Nice. Focus pull? No, surely. Love that plant movement. Oh, damn! Talk us through the motion, the focus pull here. What are we on? Looks like slight flickering in that, but fine. Great sky again. This is a lot of work. What's the, how long did you spend shooting this? Love this shot. That's a cool building. There's a building in Sydney that came up like that last 2 years ago. Nice. Hell yeah. I love that we saw it come up at the start of the video and now it's coming down. Same, I assume, percentage of illumination on the moon. Very cool, Jesse. Well done. Claps in the chat. Jesse, focus pull was manual. So talk us through that. You have an interval of... Let's have a look here. I assume 5 seconds or more? Maybe more, maybe 8 to 10 seconds, and then in between you do little minute adjustments, or how does that work? Very cool. Also, I love this time-lapse review thing. First time we're doing it on the stream. I can do this forever. Literally. I love this shit. So yeah, that's definitely a series for future stuff. It's like members content, patrons content and stuff as well. And also reviewing my own clips and, you know, reviewing like the week's viral time-lapse video. I think we're past that stage of viral time-lapse videos, but every now and then something pops up. Actually, in my newsletter, The Time Warper Weekly, I sent a time-lapse of a house being moved in San Francisco 2 weeks ago. Trying to find errors in the shot, but it's... yeah, maybe a little jarring, but well done. Very well done. And probably much easier to do it manually, like what you did, than to program an FIZ, like focus, iris, zoom, pull, motion control device, and sync it and pair it. And I hate working with focus, pull, time-lapse motion control devices because they're so finicky to set up. So this is probably the way to go, to do a manual one. And you've just given me inspiration to make a video about this, and we can maybe use this as an example shot and be like, Jesse, you know, did this manually. Can we make something like this? And how do we do it? That would be a cool collaboration, right? So, well done. Gonna like that one for sure. Every other frame or so, I just turn it a bit more towards infinity. And then how do you check focus for the infinity shot? Was that just like kind of judged on the end? Because depending on the temperature and stuff, infinity is not always infinity. When you're like close enough, do you just use the like back button focus to lock it in properly, or? Very cool. I'll let you drop that in the chat. I'm just gonna pee real quick. BRB. God, I almost forgot to push the button. Check the focus marker at the start. Knew it could be a bit off, but I was shooting f11. That makes sense. That makes sense. Very cool. David Yateman. Okay, so I've been seeing David's posts on Instagram or the stories. He's been out shooting drone hyperlapses like a madman. DJI Mavic Air. 15 minutes each day between 1 and 3 p.m. Same flight path, same interval and shot angles and this and that. And I actually haven't seen this. I've experimented with aerial hyperlapses myself once or twice, and I found them terribly difficult. So much new stuff comes into this, so that's tricky. So I'm keen to see it. But yeah, Jesse, appreciate that. It's always weird hearing that I inspire people. I'm just, I feel like I'm just a goofball that loves time-lapse that just happens to share. I share a lot. Maybe I overshare. But yeah, it's great. I really love this little community that we've got going now with the live streams. That's wonderful. So, David Yateman. 10-day drone hyperlapse. Boom, another sub. He's been tagging me in these stories. Is David still around in the chat? I saw your name earlier. But love to ask some questions if possible about this, because I'm excited to see this. Because as I said, I've only experimented with an aerial hyperlapse myself once or twice and couldn't make sense of it. So to do it on the same flight path, repeating and then crossfading and overlaying stuff, that's something else. I mean, just the fact that we can do aerial hyperlapses is super cool, but then we can repeat them and kind of like combine the shots and extend them, and boom, there we have it. Cut to the next day, I assume. Oh, we see a little bit of movement up and down. I assume that's because of wind. It's hard to judge how much wind there is. This is cool. This would be a really great boom, 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 boom. I think speeding up the motion here would do it would benefit the shot or the video. Different day, a bit foggy. We had so much fog in London last couple days. These people walking here. Love that little sign here as well, going through all the ads and that smoke. That's dedication. I mean, do this through the seasons. These are great practice runs. Do this when the weather changes. I can see like a bit of warp stabilization morphing going on the side here. But yeah, do this all 4 seasons a bunch of times and you have yourself a viral video for sure. Capture a little bit of BTS, send it to a journal, find someone on Twitter that writes about your local whatever. Local photographer spent a year shooting a drone hyperlapse. Boom, there you have it. The headline. A couple of eyes on your work. Make a guide, how you did it, PDF. Start collecting some email addresses. Got yourself a newsletter. Make a digital product, sell it, boom, making money while you sleep. This is great. I wish there was more diversity in the what the shot looks like. But I think this is an ongoing project where you do this in winter and then in spring and summer and fall. And I think then it'll be really cool. But yeah, well done. Definitely a lot of work and commitment to do something for 10 days straight. You know, I've been doing the reel uploads. The first 10 days, I was like, oh, here we go. Now at day 50. But that's just me posting stuff from my phone. To go out there with a bit of kit and to shoot something like that, that's something else. So, well done, David. Why am I not scrolling here? Newest. I believe there's external apps. I forget the name. Something with a flower or something, but you can save waypoints or key, like it's kind of like a position keyframe, and you can set the camera to do the same run. Ah, here we go, Philip J. 5 minutes ago. That's good. Thanks for posting. Good to have it all in one space. All right, Flostet. This was my first time-lapse film ever. I made it for a school project and shot it on the Lumix G7 and 14 to 24mm kit lens. At this point in my time-lapse career, I didn't know that LR time-lapse existed, so it's flickering a lot. That's how I started. So don't ever feel bad about stuff like that. And straight away, this reminds me a lot of one of my first time-lapse films, which was shot in Capellen in Antwerp in Belgium, where I shot through a lot of these trees and shot like stars in the middle of, not in the middle of the city, but on the outskirts of a city, so a lot of light pollution. But you have a lot of stars here already, so this is cool. Excuse me. Couple of jumps there in time. That seems a bit out of focus. This might be shot on a 50mm lens, nifty 50. Would have manually focused that a bit. We got Orion here. Should focus on the tree here though, that's why. So focus on the tree branch. Ooh, that's a nice framing. I'm liking the wide aspect ratio. Probably would have not framed this car like that unless it was some sort of supercar. And yeah, a bit of flickering, but nothing too crazy. You can easily fix that for sure. That's something else I'd like to do, is try and fix some of the members' footage or like problematic clips. We can do that live. That's what I love about the live stream. Like, I can make things, do it live, have some people hang out and not have to worry about this video's boring or not long enough or whatever. I like that a lot. This is a cool shot. I feel like it's a bit choppy in the playback. Maybe the frame rate's a bit off, but interesting shot. Fade to black in it. Boom. Ooh, I like that. I like melting things. Bitrate struggling here with all the detail in the grass, but well done. I would have reversed that just for the giggles. Okay, so there is no way that you will ever get this right. I appreciate the I appreciate you trying, but with the warp stabilizer, sorry, I should rephrase that. There's no way you can get this a smooth hyperlapse with the warp stabilizer. You will have to manually stabilize this frame by frame, because the warp stabilizer is constantly looking for what to stabilize, and it's looking at these tree branches, and every frame is totally different. So the way I would stabilize this myself is using the motion tracker stabilizer, and I would put probably this one and that one as two little frames. We did this, I believe, in the last stream, and manually adjust it frame by frame so it's smoother. It'll get a much better result using a manual approach than warp stabilizer. But again, I appreciate the effort. Bit of flickering here, clean. I like the grade. Not the most interesting shot, but I like this much better. A bit of shadow movement on this tree here. This is a shot that would benefit from a Moco rig, but again, the subject's not too interesting. I like this, bit of an abstract shot, bit of a clock movement. We can kind of figure out the interval maybe, or the speed from this clock. Great clouds. Also off angle, I'd fix that. And I would use longer shutter speeds, but where do you live? This is... what a cool place. Dang, where are we? Okay. This is like mountains and stuff. I got Joe Allen in the chat. Hello, hello. Well, I'm on a standard San Miguel beer, but I'm about to jump into something a bit more special. Joe Allen's a London-based streamer. Good buddy of mine. And I was looking at his streaming setup. Inspired mine quite a bit. There's little niggles here that I would like change, but I would probably cut out about a third of the shot. So this, edit, deflicker it a bit, stabilize it, level it out a bit. This is good motion blur. But yeah, good work. But I think you can make this more powerful by cutting it in half. And making sure that you're straight, because if you just look at these things, these poles aren't all mounted sideways, right? So yeah, just crank that to the side a bit. This one as well. I see how it happens, because you're probably judging it by this line, but that line disappears off into the distance, so that's not a line that you should look at as something to level your shot with. You should be looking at this wall here and make sure that's vertical. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it. From the Stream King. I've been working hard. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. We should have a call to catch up about the stream. There's a lot of fun stuff that you missed earlier today with live setup cameras and live shooting time lapses and this and that. But yeah, absolutely loving streaming. So, Flostet, good job. Some good shots in there. Crazy place you live in. Time-lapse Valhalla. Alrighty. Zeke's view. Is Zeke in the chat? Ukraine? They don't speak German in the Ukraine, do they? Ah, Flosset's in the chat. That's so good. Sorry, I missed the chat. It's hard to focus on all these things. Luzern. Yeah, okay. Sweet. Hey, we got Zeke in the house. Alright, next up. Oakland. So Zeke's similar living situation. Lives in a place with a crazy view by the water, though. We don't live on the water here, and I like that straight away. Kind of trippy angles, transition. Love the song. Love these clouds. Love the use of the foreground. Is this a Moko shot, or did you kind of composite that in? I assume Moko. It's probably easier than compositing. Wonderful clouds, and we're getting absolutely slaughtered by compression. Sadly. You know, it's a pity. Can I play this in higher? Let's try. I don't know if this monitor will deal with it. That looks marginally better. Not that the zooming helps. Nice, nice, nice clouds. Bit of speed ramping here. Yes. Okay, definitely a Moko shot. I'm gonna say through the window. That seems to jiggle a bit. Just the building, or am I like wigging out? Would have dropped the exposure down a bit. We're losing a bit of detail in this cloud here, which is the main cloud I'm looking at in this shot, and this is also slightly off vertical. But I'd like to see more detail in this cloud. I assume they're raw files, Zeke. I know you know what you're doing, so I reckon we can pop a gradient on there and maybe drop the highlights a bit, but yeah. What a place to live. This tower must have a crazy rooftop. Imagine that. Party up there. Oh, the building is not straight. I love that. Time-lapse pizza tower. Zeke, keep at it, man. There's not much I can say. That's pretty damn good. Aaron Baggett, time-lapse reel 2018. You like me making a reel and never updating it. My last reel's from 2013. All right, Vimeo. What does that say? Nose Toby Lime. Time-lapse reel. Let's go. Lovely, impressive Moko shot. Good use of foreground. Good clouds. Seemed like a bit of flickering in the highlights, but not sure. Bit of flickering there. Can remove that. Good long exposures. Nice transitions. Train tracks. I like that focus. Oh, it's not YouTube, so I can't control it. Yeah, I like this. Just focusing on the window. That would have been a great manual focus pull like we saw earlier. Great movement and shadow movement here, and also a great shot this one. Wait, where is this? I feel like I've been there. Have I? No. Yeah, I have been here. It's Memphis? No. Tennessee? Is it Tennessee? Oh, I'm mixing up all these names. I was there a year and a half ago now. Got a photo coming at us on studios. And I recognized the street where all the crazy music is. Whoa, that is cool. Yeah, that's where I was. Hold on, what was that? Is that shot on a gimbal or something? That's a cool move. I like that. I haven't seen. You don't see that a lot. Like a keyframed, quite extravagant motion. It goes against what I recommend people doing. Subtle, you know, keeping stuff simple. But yeah, that's. Wait, is this? I'm mixing up my cities. Is New Orleans? New Orleans? I don't even know how to say it. We did so many cities. We did 11 states on that trip. So a lot of the moments in time there are blended. Like this pyramid is... Someone help me out here. I'm like, don't want to embarrass myself on stream, but I've driven across this bridge here, I think. This is like a guitar shop or something, right? Some is it? I don't even know. I mean, we can probably freaking find out in the description of the video. No. There's nothing there. Come on. Good work. I would cut that in half as well. I would make that half the length, keep the better shots, and just tweak them a little bit here and there, like remove some of the flickering, stabilize them a bit, and then you've got yourself something that's really good. So well done, Aaron. Is there a location here? That doesn't matter. Good stuff. Memphis, yeah, I feel like it's Memphis, but maybe not. City in US with big pyramid. Yeah, Memphis. I feel like that's the first thing I said. Great place, great food, great music, great live music and dancing on that strip. That was really fun. Met a lot of cool people there. Pyramid on the yeah. Glass pyramids in USA. What exactly? All right, Paul McCarthy. Hi Matt and team. Be gentle. I only started time lapsing since COVID. Love that. Kept me hunkered down in my New York City apartment. Stay safe, everyone. How good. Paul, can't wait to see it. New York, no doubt one of the coolest places to live. Lovely opening shot. My friend must live close to where you live, or you live close to my friend, because he has the same view of this power station, or old power station. First thing, again, that horizon. If you take one thing, I'm going to put the big camera on. If you take one thing away from this stream, make sure your horizons are level, because it shows. It's the first thing I look for. It's the first thing I notice. I don't even look for it. I just see it. I love these buildings here on Billionaires Row. They've got a lot of issues. And they're very freaking expensive. Incredible view if this is from your spot. If this is your cloud palace, I want to come visit. Interesting grade. Seems a bit heavy on the color grading. Cool clouds. Love that. God, is this your view? Love that downpour of the rain. So nice to see structures like that. Oh. Nice, nice, nice. Very similar to ours. Like the couple angles you can do. Wow, look at that. I mean, the skyline of New York is just something else, isn't it? You could do a really cool composite of all these plane things. Got to fix that frame rate. That's a bit choppy. Billionaires Row. Ooh, hello. A time slice with something trippy going on here in the middle. This frame looks a bit off. But yeah, cool. Love a time slice. That's a straight horizon. Love seeing it. Good clouds. A couple of trails. Could do some star trails there. Interesting. Not distortion, but like this is all nice and sharp. But then the right side of this lens here is obviously not as strong optically. I don't know what this building is, which is interesting because I know most of the buildings on that strip. This looks like it's been shot on a P1000. Soft. Polaris, the northern pole star. Great spot. Must be a nice place to live with views like that. I mean, I'm obviously not complaining. Although apparently at the end of the month we're going to start the cladding work, so it's going to maybe be a bit shit. Nice moonrise, full moon. Full moon always rises at sunset. Don't know if we talked about this yet, but oof, look at that. Great clouds. Compression's just shafting us hard here. Gosh, look at that. What an insane city. Not sure what's going on here. This is soft as heck. Is this shot on the P1000 again? This is lovely. You could do some crazy panoramic shots here and like get yourself a camera that you can just set and forget. Pretty dark here, but not bad. Okay, so Paul McCarthy, you said only started time-lapsing since COVID. Claps in the chat for Paul. That is impressive. That's really cool. Well done. Great new hobby. Excited to see more of your work, especially with that view. Very, very cool. I'm not sure if Paul's in the chat. Maybe he's on the rewatch, but yeah, Paul, cheers to that. If I'm in New York next time, I'll come and shoot your view. If I ever travel again.
I feel like I've become is it an agoraphobe? Oh, where escape might be difficult. I barely leave the house anymore these days. I'm so comfortable in here, and I feel like I don't necessarily want to leave. I do want to travel again, but I'm also like it's scary with how crazy it feels currently. Anywho's, Rob S. My first ever attempt at night to day time lapse. Quite plain and barely edited, but I think it does the job. Could definitely do with being a little longer. Love the framing. That is wonderful. It looks crisp. We got a nice, I assume, sunrise going on here. Strong start. Like this would work as almost as a painting. Yeah, also I don't need to leave the house because we've got the crazy views. Yeah, full moon rises at sunset and sets at sunrise, I think. I'm actually not sure, but I know about the sunset bit. Good stuff. A little bit of frame blending here, I believe. Maybe it's to deflicker, but it seems yeah, so the way you can tell if something's been frame blended is that parts of the frame will show up in the next frame and then slowly fade out. So this is something you can do to deflicker shots, or to just kind of give them a different look, but it stands out to me because I use it a lot myself. I don't mind it in this. It worked great for lightning and storms, where you want to not have the lightning just on one frame, but you want to have it extended. Oh, that was so quick. Sad. Newcastle upon Tyne. Where is that? A city in England. Gosh, that's a long way away. That's where my parcel was sent for the stream. Got some more camera angles for you for the next stream when that kit ever arrives. Oh no, actually mine was sent to Manchester. Yeah, lovely shot. Not sure how you get access to this, but that looks great. Great sunrise, great clouds, worth the effort. I would not change anything. Maybe a small zoom in or a small zoom out. With a shot like this, as an establishing shot, to kind of emotionally make the viewer feel something a little bit more, you can add a movement, right? Now, with a shot like this, I will start a little bit closer and then slowly zoom out because we're at the start of something and we're revealing and we're about to go on this journey, this cinematic journey of watching things, and zooming out gives you like, a bigger overview, and that's part of the feeling. I guess I can't really translate what's in my head right now, but a zoom out does that, and a zoom in has another feeling to it. All right, time warp. Oh, I think you just left earlier, so I'm sorry we didn't get to see this while you were here in the chat, but that's cool. Where the hell is that? Inch Abbey. Okay, well, let's watch it first and then figure out where it is. Wow, that's cool. Compression is not doing us any favors here. Oh, these birds are interesting. Ooh, a little pause and then a walk, and then a zoom and then a. Okay. Ooh, we have a little what do you call it? Dolly zoom, vertigo effect. Hitchcock dolly style effect at the end here. How do you loop videos on? There we go. So, solid work. You can see the parallax shift from going up and down on the landscape that you're at. You can see a little bit of the jitter in the foreground of going from left to right as you're stepping, so you got to be careful with that. I like that you're experimenting with going different angles and stuff in one shot. Most people only do a shot from left to right or straight forward or backwards, one go. I also just noticed this stabilizer here at the edge comes out. Oh, I got to go back further. Little bit side of the frame has been cropped, so you would just zoom in 2-3% or whatever to or maybe more to get that out of the shot, or you can synthesize your edges with the warp stabilizer. Sometimes it helps with that as well. Compression here is sadness, like all the detail disappears. Screw you, YouTube. We're on 4K already. Yeah, bitrate's not great. Maybe it was your compression, but with a shot like this, with the amount of detail in these trees and the grass and look at these blocks here, like that just looks horrendous. Not your fault, obviously, but That's how compression works. Tom Scott has a great video about that. I like this. I think this would have been shot at 30 mil or something. So good, you know, nothing, no crazy warps at the edges of the frames. Yeah, it's good. If you shoot it a little bit better, and if you edit it a little bit better, you'll get a much nicer shot. But very, very, very well done. Giving that thumbs up for sure. Hyperlapse attempts, you know, it's not like here's a good hyperlapse, here's an attempt. I'm very, very happy with that. All right, what's this Lebec photography? That's a good friend of mine. Wait, why are we talking about Alban? Well, there's so many things to catch up on. Excellent, no frame blending. All done in LR time-lapse. Okay, so LR time-lapse's frame blending uses the same principle then, where it overlays similar, the same frames and uses elements from it. It's the same as the echo effect in After Effects where you have control over it. So that's how... Oh, interesting. So the thing I think is frame blending is the traffic lights. I want to have a quick look at that again. Full screen, and we can go frame by frame. If YouTube would follow along. Come on, bud. Yeah, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah. Although, no. So I'm looking at it frame by frame, right? So these cars here, am I on the right angle? Can you see that? Yeah. These cars here are static. In the next frame, they might start moving. So they'll all turn into streaks, right? Now this, the opacity, let's call it, of this car. This is a photo where the car is static or almost static. Let's go previous frame. Okay, the car is static here. The next frame, the car is no longer there, but it's gone. The next frame, it's still there. There's still a ghosting effect. The next frame, it's still there. But all the cars are gone, right? We can see that. So that is an artifact that comes from the frame blending that LR time-lapse uses, which is the same as the echo effect. Otherwise, we would have seen a different kind of light trail when the car had left in the next frames. But it's blending frames. I'm not saying it's bad or anything. I use that stuff all the time. It would have looked differently without the frame blending. And I just picked that up because I use it myself all the time. So, yeah. Anyways, back to Alban. Alban Lebec on YouTube, great time-lapser. Yeah, it's like literally a really good friend of mine back in Antwerp. Oh, no way. So the bridge was built as a tester before they built the Sydney Harbour Bridge. I've seen that concept of bridge. Interesting fact about the Sydney Harbour Bridge and probably this bridge as well is that the pylons that the Sydney Harbour Bridge has, they have no functionality besides being aesthetically pleasing. These massive pylons is one of my favorite places in the world. These massive pylons have no function. They're just aesthetic. As you can see here, this bridge, this arch, I never know how to pronounce that word. It's bolted in the ground, and there's no actual structural stability that comes from those pylons at the Sydney Harbour Bridge. I'm not sure how the layout of this bridge is, but it might be similar. Like this might hold up the road deck here. But yeah, cool stuff. Oh, you're still there, Time Warp. Cool. Sorry, I'm catching up on the chat. Time Warp. Graspop. Dat is dat metal festival, niet? Hello from Dubai. I haven't been to Dubai in ages. Detective Vandeputte. First he's peeping on the neighbors, now pixel peeping. That's the next stream, pixel peeps. Pixel peeps. With peeps in the chat. Alban finally got his driver's license. I saw he's got a nice BMW as well. I've been dragging him for years to get a driver's license. I love that this is in the chat here. That's so funny. Okay. Let's see. 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 Let Weiter. BMX. This just feels like a Belgian highway. Or Dutch. But your name's... Yeah. Where is this? Where are the license plates? Is this Holland? It looks clean. Maybe it's Holland, not not Belgium. Oh, I like what we're doing. That looks more like the Netherlands, actually. With these poles here. And just the design of that stadium. Was it? I don't know where that is. That's a Shell station, though. See, I really like this. This is cool. This is experimenting. I haven't tried this. That's Holland. I haven't tried this. I just realized it's not interesting if it's Belgium or Holland because we're in Europe. But in Australia, people would be like, "How do you know from where that's from?" Okay, so is Wouter around still? Advanced GeoGuessr. Holland, Alkmaar. I've never heard of the AFAS. Is it AFAS name? Anyway, it doesn't matter. So what are we doing here? We have a video shot that pans up to the shot where the time-lapse begins, but it's not entirely lined up, as we can see. Also, I never know if these zooms work, if that shows up properly on the stream. If it doesn't, I'm sorry. So, and then you crossfade the video file, so the camera's moved, you're shooting video, the camera moves, and you let it run. And I guess you could then just stop the video, switch to time-lapse mode, start the time-lapse, and have an exact lineup. But maybe the camera got bumped here. And now we're in the complete time-lapse shot because that little ghosting bit's disappeared. I like that a lot. I would have let that run more. And maybe even longer shutter speeds, but these shutter speeds are actually quite nice for that. This ghost truck driving. Yeah, cool effect. Something Rob Whitworth did in his... Oh, what was it? Russia, Vietnam, Dubai video? One of his flow motion videos. Goes from video to long exposures. So here we have a moving time-lapse. This is interesting. Is this a Moco time-lapse or is it a distorted... No, this is a motion control time-lapse. Shot as a video and as a motion control time-lapse on the same panning head, I assume. I would have used longer exposures at the end. What did you say though? You said never nailed the second attempt? Yeah. You close. Jesse, thanks for joining. Great weekend to you too. All right, Philip, the latest member. Lübeck Holstentorplatz, day-night, MP4. That is an impressive building. Bit of a jitter there, but easy to fix. Stabilize, I mean. Nice flares here. Sunbursts, starbursts. I would extend the exposure a bit. With a shot like this, I would look at the sky to get flickering information. Like, is it flickering or not? Or maybe on these. Here, yeah, see there's a little flicker there, but you're also shooting right into car lights, shooting on your sensor in your lens. So there's always going to be some stuff happening with your entire frame if you have a bright headlight, if a car light shining on it. But look, this is pretty darn clean. We have a bit of reflection here. Maybe you're shooting on a filter or you're on a lens that doesn't have proper, light blocking internally. But it's good. Could go with a little movement in. Longer exposures I would go for as well. Yeah, the ND would have caused that. So I never shoot Holy Grails with ND filters because it's just annoying. I'm just trying to figure out your shutter speed here. Do you remember the shutter speed at this? I can't think straight anymore. I'm getting too tired to gauge that. But yeah, I mean, did you say this is a first try? Yeah, first day tonight. That's great. You should have said my first day tonight. That little jitter, I would stabilize. I would take that out quite easily. This would be a great spot for a motion control. So you can just see a small parallax shift between these towers. I would get rid of the ND filter because that will get rid of these odd ghost cars at the top. And I would make it a longer shot as well. Maybe start... No, maybe not start earlier. I mean, it was already nightfall-ish then. Yeah, good. Not much else to say. It's a cool spot. It's a cool building. Very, very nice. Adam Fegs, hey man, how are you? Long time. Thanks for checking out the stream. We've been reviewing some of the YouTube members and patrons videos, submissions, I guess. Actually, only YouTube members because I didn't do the call out on Patreon. And Patreon's much less active than the YouTube platform is. But yeah, cheers to everyone that's been engaging, that's been in the stream, that's been watching. It's the first time I'm doing a stream where I can't see how many people are watching, which takes away some of the pressure. And yeah, it's been super fun. I'm definitely feeling a little bit tired, and I feel like I've been streaming, 3 hours and 15 minutes-ish. Any other video review requests, drop them in the chat right now, and we can... 1 second. Yeah, that makes sense. That bus looks like it's turning there, so it wouldn't be going too fast. 2 million viewers. Okay, that's not enough. I wish it was more. Yeah, so data nights with an ND at the beginning. I never do that because you got to eventually get rid of the ND, right? And then that induces a different... your light goes through the ND filter or not through the ND filter. And there's always going to be a difference there, no matter how good the ND filter is. You can have a variable ND filter, but then, yeah, I often, with a shot like this, I suggest longer exposures, but if you're just shooting the sky and clouds in a cityscape, an ND filter to extend your exposure speed, exposure time, shutter speed, doesn't really matter too much. Good stuff. What else is on my list of things? I'm not going to review today's sunrise because it was shit. Yeah, I'm running out of things to talk about, and I'm running out of energy, I believe. So, if I can ask a favor, actually, let's go and have a quick look at the God, I can type. Wait, that's my old channel. How do I get to my other channel? Ooh, I know. We go... Yeah, it's here. This channel. Oh, 99 subscribers. Who's gonna be number 100? Y'all? I'm just gonna refresh this. I'll drop the link in the chat.
Hello and welcome to my...
Ja, het is goed. Kom, big dicht. Still Flemish Fridays, right? Someone sub, and we'll call it. I'm also bloody hungry. I haven't had much food today. God, look at me, whingy bish. So yeah, if you missed the info about the new channel, if you know my current channel, what you're watching right now, I know a lot about time-lapse. I share everything I know about time-lapse. Have been doing that for years. Everything I know exists on the channel. Huge outlet, massively educational for so many people. I know a lot about how to be a freelancer and how to strategize and pricing and working with clients and pitching projects and ideas and all these things, but I don't have an outlet for that. This is one of the outlets. This ebook holds a lot about passive income, but not about all the other stuff. So the new channel that I just linked in the chat will be the equivalent of my current channel, but all things business. They don't gel well on the same channel. I want to have the new channel where I can talk about how much money I make using my passive income strategies, how I monetize all my other channels, how I come up with digital products, how I talk to clients, all this and that. So that's what the new channel is going to be about. If any of that is of interest to you, you can hit subscribe and hopefully I can refresh this. Whoops. And there we go. 6 new people. Wait, who was number 100? Thank you so much. That is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. 105 subs. I've crossed the 100 line. So now I can get a custom channel name, but I don't know what to name it yet. We have, potentially something, the business channel for creatives, whatever. So if you have any cool ideas, let me know either in the chat or DM me if you come up with something later. hate my face here. Jesus, chill, Matt.
Made with my
That's better. Antoine McMullen was 100. That's great. Thank you so much. Why would you turn off IBIS? Sometimes the camera messes up and just flick it off. It's a good habit to do anyway. So yeah, that's that. I've run out of things. We've talked all the talks. We've done the new channel, the book. Oh, we haven't looked at the shop. I want to show you my new store, real quick. So, oh my god, I worked so hard on this. Store.mattjoes.com has the two things that I just talked about, all the time-lapse stuff and then all the business stuff. The business stuff is now the passive income book. But yeah, this is my new online store. It looks fantastic, if I may say so myself. And it's exciting to have this set up because this will be the home for all my video courses, which are coming soon. I'm working on them. You can also get your merch here. Get your hat, get your mug. The new mug, not the OG mug. And these landing pages are kind of obviously just sales pages for what I make these, books, print books, audio books. You can listen, you can buy the bundle. This is the physical print version. I got to fix the spacing here because that's not in the middle. That's triggering. You can become an affiliate to my store if you like what I do and you want to promote stuff for me and make 30% of each sale. I'll pop this in the chat now. Matt for Creatives. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Matt Joes for Creatives, maybe? I'll think about that. For Creatives. The thing I would like is to have it be very clear straight away for strangers that arrives on the channel to be like, what am I getting out of this? Oh, that's what I'm getting out of it. And that's why currently it has business channel for creatives, how to make more money, blah, blah, blah. Because you got to put yourself in the mindset of who's landing on here and they're constantly like, what am I getting out of this? So it has to be something that translates that. And I'm not sure if Matt for Creatives is the right way to go. But yeah, affiliates, 30% sales on digital products. I'm going to start selling video courses soon for a couple $100. So if someone buys that via your link, you make like $90 just because they went through your link. It's a way for me to obviously, market my channels and products more. And I've just switched from Shopify to Kajabi. That's what I've been working on for the last months to get all that sorted. But yeah, it's exciting for me. It's exciting for me because it's what I've been wanting to do for ages. Matt's cash for you, but it's not my cash. It's other people's cash. Time-lapse. That's good. That's not bad. Keep brainstorming. Keep doing that. Oh god, I've been standing up so long. Yeah, look. That's it, y'all. It's another Friday stream. How many have we done? This is number 5 or 6. And I want to keep improving them. I want to keep making them make money for your makings. That's so good. Love that. I just hurt my hand. They're going to keep improving. There's some kit that just arrived that I was hopefully going to use on this stream, but we didn't get to it. So that's for the next stream. You know where to find me. Any suggestions for content, let me know. We'll do some more reviews soon. And as always, drop your usernames or your channels in the chat so the community can connect and hang out besides the streams as well. I want this to be, an actual community, which it already is. It's community. But I will start. I am at Matt Joes in the chat. And there we have it, y'all. I'll let this run for a bit more. I'll finish this beer. I'll let everyone... There's not a Discord. I mean, I have a Discord. I started it years ago, but I'm trying to figure out if I should start a proper Discord. And I think I might. My friend Tom Carroll, who stopped by earlier, he's got a good one. And I just want to pay someone to set up a really cool Discord for me with automations and bots and commands and badges and stuff. So yeah, Discord's on the cards. It's on the plan, but it's on the long-term plan. It's not the short-term plan. The short-term plan is the video course and launching the new site and launching the new products. Like this one right here. Look at how good that looks. An actual book with info about everything you need to know to make money passively. Make money while you sleep. Yeehaw. All right. Gonna pop you all on the end screen. Thanks for tuning in. Have a fantastic weekend. Love you lots, and I will see you very soon. Cheers to you. Goodbye.